Well, hey, everybody. KB here. You can hear my cuckoo clock. I'm on time. That's right. KB, Karyn Bryant here with you. Honestly, being on time is something I'm pleased with. When you live in LA, it's very easy to be late for everything and to blame it on the traffic or what have you, which is always true. But I feel like a lot of people here are just late and everybody kind of just accepts it. To be honest with you, lately, I've been trying to be more prompt. I used to be prompt. I feel like when I used to live in New York, I used to show up to everything on time because I was so worried about being late. At any rate, I've been trying to work on that and be more on time for things. And I was on time tonight because my cuckoo clock was going. So, hey, how are you? Welcome to episode 74 of Fistivities. Tonight, we're going to have Alex Caceres on with us. And I was actually just looking at some old videos, and I maybe will, I'll roll it into, I'm just sorry, no, I don't have enough headroom. Remember that show, Max Headroom? Do some of you guys remember that show? Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. We are going to have Alex Caceres on the show, and he was supposed to be fighting this next coming weekend. He was supposed to be fighting at the last fight night of the month against Nate Landwehr, but unfortunately he got injured. So we will hear all about that, and we will hear what actually went down. It sounds like it's maybe not something that's going to keep him out for too long, which is encouraging. He said he was healing quickly, so that's a good thing. So at any rate, exactly. Bruce Leroy. That's right. We'll say, hey, Andy. Hey, Karyn, saying the most beautiful and talented MMA analyst in MMA. Thank you. You're an amazing woman. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Now I'm blushing. But thank you. Mike Fireend. Uncle Kanach will be here. He is on Brazilian time, and I don't say that as a, judgmental, pejorative thing. I'm not. It's just simply a fact. Every Brazilian will tell you about it too. They'll just own up to it. So it's not, I don't need any letters to the editor, complaint box or whatever. Although let me be the Karyn here. Okay. Actually, I'm not. I actually give my kid's name whenever we're out somewhere and I need to wait for something because I don't. Everybody ruined the name. Okay, so, well, thank you. The glasses are a sexy look, Dak Elliott. Well, thank you for that, for saying so. And I actually today went and got new glasses. I got the darker ones that I have, and then I frame sort of similar to this shape, but also kind of in that dark thing. Funny you should bring that up. Do those of you who don't wear glasses know how expensive glasses are? Oh my God, wait, what? For the lenses, I'm sorry, how much did you say? And then I was like, well, maybe I don't want to do them both at the same time, but I like them both and whatever. But I just was surprised at how much they cost. So at any rate, for those of you who wear glasses and stuff like that, don't lose them, right? And take care of them. Well, thank you, Airborne, saying I look exceptional and professional. Well, thank you very much. I did get my hair done the other day. I changed a little bit of something, and then I also changed the color a little, and then I changed the way I've been doing it. I'm just trying it out just to see if I like it. Andy, I am not scheduled to be working that event in Miami, unfortunately, but I may go anyway. And I was actually just talking to my mom about this. I may just take a trip down to Miami, and my brother, yes, plays the guitar. He's amazing. And actually, thank you for bringing that up. I should put the music on behind us, because when I do that, you guys can also hear him a little bit more, because this is him playing. So he writes the music that I use on, it's the theme song music. And obviously when I post ads on Instagram, I use different songs and things like that. But did I put it too quiet? Sometimes I put it on and then I forget it's there. But anyway, yeah, that's my big brother playing the music. So anyway, yeah, we're going to have Alex Caceres on. So he will talk to us about, unfortunately, why he can't be fighting this weekend. But I am bummed. But yes, Mike Fire Red. Yes. Oh my God, glasses are so expensive. They totally are. You buy one pair every 2 years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So do you get the insurance? I didn't get the insurance because I bought two pairs. What are you looking at? Oh, they're in the dryer. I bought two pair. I have two pair because I always feel like, I might have not good. I don't want to lose him, but what if I need a backup and blah, blah, blah. And I used to have, this pair and a darker pair. People. Anyway, now I feel like maybe they're both too similar and I bought, yes, they're expensive, but I don't want contact lenses, which is, I don't know if you wear them alternately. I don't. And the doctor was asking me and I was like, yeah, no, not interested. So I only really need these to read little things. And I was like, yeah, I don't want contact lenses. So I like glass. I actually like glasses. I just don't want to spend that much. Oh my God. Okay. So let me show you guys what though is coming up on the show tonight. We have a lot to talk about. Is that enough about the order? Okay, HIP. There it is. So, and you guys can hear the music. Okay, yes. So we will have Alex Caceres on. Then we will recap UFC Vegas 71 this past weekend with Merab Dvalishvili. Oh my God. He is a machine. That is a very well-deserved nickname. He just schooled Petr Yan, to be honest. No disrespect intended, but Merab just controlled that whole entire fight, as we all know. We were floored. So we will talk about that, and we will also look ahead. We have Chidi's choice. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Chidi's on a little bit of a skid. He had Yan in that last one. Chidi's on a little bit of a skid. I'm not gonna lie, but his record is still a winning record. And he has his pick for this weekend. And it's interesting. So you guys want to see that one. That's Chidi's choice for Edwards versus Usman. And then we are also going to talk about, okay, so there's some stuff going on out in the real world. Obviously, the Oscars just happened. I'm curious if you guys saw Everything Everywhere All at Once. I personally loved it. It's fantastic. But, we can talk about some things that happened. And Angela Bassett's response to not winning, her not clapping, which I actually applaud her not clapping. It's not that I applaud her not clapping because I love Jamie Lee Curtis and I love that movie. Maybe I misspoke there. Anyway, stick around. We'll get into that. Also, alternate career. So I don't know if you guys saw what I posted today on my Insta. If you haven't followed me, you should over there. It's KB Heat. I posted a clip with Kamaru Usman, and he is talking about what he would do if he were not a UFC fighter. And it's kind of very surprising. The whole time in the clip, I'm like, really? Really, bro? Really? I don't believe it's just very funny to me. So check that out. But we were thinking, and maybe you guys can think of this too, now that we have advance notice for you, to think of some jobs for UFC fighters. Like if they weren't a UFC fighter, maybe they should do such and such. I mean, and I'm saying get creative. Don't just say bouncer and stuff like that. Like what would you like to see? Like what would Justin Gaethje be if he weren't a fighter? Do you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Kind of funny for us to talk about. And then also, we always have your Q&A if you guys have stuff. And also vanity plates. I want to ask you guys about something because there's a story about, okay, I'm a robot. When you're talking to yourself, sometimes you just get a little weird. Because Renato's, just on that time. Anyway, let me actually. So, but yeah, so there's a story about a vanity plate in Maine, and I am from New England, and I even know that up in Maine, you pretty much do what you want. And they, for a long time, had apparently quite sort of liberal rules about vanity plates. But lately, they've decided to crack down on some of them. I don't know if some of you have vanity plates. I don't know how you guys feel about vanity plates. But this family had a vanity plate that I just will be curious to see what your take is on it. I don't want to muddy the waters too much before we get to it. But at any rate, they were being told that they could no longer have this plate. They are appealing that decision, and I want to get you guys your opinions on that. So yeah, so there's that. So at any rate, okay, let me look at a couple more of these comments over here. Good evening, Daedalus. How are you? It's love to see. I love that we have like a fam here. We got a fam. Okay, Andy asking me what game am I playing on the PS5? So those who were watching last week, I got a PS5 finally. I'm not much of a gamer. I'm just trying to get into it more. So Kiddo and I have been playing. We played It Takes Two, and I probably came close to rage quitting a couple times, but I didn't. And then she's like, just let me do it. Just let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do it. So Sometimes I was like, got all like mom on her, and I was like, what is that going to teach me? Like, how will I ever get better at this game? If so, what if it takes me 37 tries, which is an underestimate? Maybe not an underestimation, which is probably a fair approximation of how many times it takes me to do certain things. So, bless her heart, she's patient. So I would say to her, like, no, man, come on. Like, I'm not going to get better. I'm not going to learn if I don't do it myself. And then there are other times where I'm like, bruh, take the remote and get back to this thing. You know what my problem is, Andy? I believe it was you that asked. I am garbage with the camera angle thing. Like I'm fine. It's the shifting of the camera angle at the same time that throws me off. If I'm honest, that is what I really have a problem with. So the confusion that I have completing a task is due to the fact that I am really somehow immediately uncoordinated when it comes to working the camera part. I don't know why. I don't know. Where did I get my PS5, Jay Crockett? I got it off of Amazon because I finally, though, I saw the other day, like on Target.com, you could get them. So maybe now they're just back in stock. But for the longest time, I was kind of on a wait list at Amazon, and I was on a thing and it said, we'll send you a link if we have like a wait list and we are selling these by invitation. If you want to sign up for the list, sign up here. And if you get the link, if you get an email, we'll email you. You'll have, I think it's 72 hours or something to respond. So luckily I saw it in time and I bought it. But this is months and months and months and months and months after I initially signed up to even be on that list. So getting on that wait list was, I guess, a good thing. But now apparently, like I said, it seems like they maybe just are in store because I saw that Target.com had them as well. So I don't know. But yeah, no, I'm really not that good. I actually am ambidextrous because I'm a left-handed person when it comes to writing, but I play all my sports right-handed. So it's not about the ambidexterity of it. It's just for some reason, I don't understand the view. Like I don't understand. I'm just not good at knowing like this direction makes it go this way. And this is a zoom. Like I just fully kind of freak out every time it comes to the camera part. I don't know why. It's kind of lame. But anyway, that's the facts. So that's my life. But speaking of the ambidexterity, I did get my golf back going. But now, of course, it's just raining. But I did make it out to the driving range the other day, and I'm so glad. And it felt really good. And I actually filmed a little of it. But then I realized that the pants I was wearing, not flattering. So don't want to share that video, if you know what I'm saying. But I actually do have a really nice pair of golf pants that I got that I'm looking. So I will probably film because I was just kind of working on my irons. I hadn't been to the driving range in a really long time. I haven't swung golf clubs in a really long time. So I did hit them kind of long and straight, and I was filming that. But like I said, I didn't really love it. So I changed it. But I don't want to make a transition from long and straight into an introduction to Renato Laranja, but here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, first, I don't know how, but we are on episode 74 together. If you think of that in weeks, that's a very long relationship. Let me introduce to you my co-host, the 27-time world jiu-jitsu champion, Mr. Renato Laranja. Hi.
Oh, caralho. How you know my Johnson is the long and straight?
I don't know, and I don't want to know, and I actually hated the fact that I was forced basically to make a transition from one to the other.
Well, you stepped on my entrance because I had that all queued up. And also,
You're queued up now, you mean?
oh no, my Johnson is no, my Johnson is in downward facing dog, but hot dog. It's the downward facing Johnson. Yeah, my no. Oh, caralho, you like that one? You want to do a Bikram?
No, I don't.
You want to do? Listen. You want to do Bikram yoga with that one? Can you imagine my Johnson is in that position, like downward doggy, and then he have listen.
I didn't.
Karyn Bryant, he don't have any eyes. He's have a mouth, and he go like this. and his work on his breathing during the whole session, caralho. He go like this.
I don't need to know about
Listen,
his
Mike
physician. Like, I
Swanson,
don't need to know.
Mike Swanson is do breath of
I
fire. He go like that. Oh, caralho. Hold on. Let me try. Okay.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, but enough about Mike Johnson. You always want to talk about Mike Johnson. I want to
I,
focus
I
on some other
actually
stuff here.
don't ever want to talk. I actually never want to talk about it.
Let's talk about your 9 iron or whatever. Or no, what's the wood? What is the wood on there?
Well, there's a 1, 3, and a 5.
Oh, that's not enough wood for you, caralho. You need
True.
more than that.
But the so I was showing people. I showed on my Insta, but like, so I have these ridiculous Winnie the Pooh golf club covers. I'm a big for it's a little known, or
Winnie the
maybe it's
Pooh.
not that little known. I thought I've shared it in the past, but I'm actually a very big Winnie the Pooh fan. So
Oh, you
my
like that
golf
one, Winnie the Pooh?
yeah, so I have Winnie the Pooh is on the driver, on the big dog, number one. Tigger is on the 3 wood, and Piglet is on the 5. And so those guys are there, and then it's cute. It's cute.
You
Those are
like
my-
your
those are-
Piglet, huh?
So I'm excited to get back into the golf. But now it's raining, and now it's like I'm frustrated because I
I'm
play
gonna
tennis
treat
and
you
golf,
like a
and
piglet.
now we got crap weather.
I'm gonna treat you like a little piglet. Oh, caralho. Like in Deliverance, he say squeal, squeal.
No porking.
He made him go. "Ree, ree." You
Oh my
remember?
God, deliver. Of course I remember. No, no, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no.
Oh, we.
You just
Ooh,
hear that
baby.
banjo. It sends shivers.
I'll tell you what. As much as he shiver you chambers, that is every man's absolute worst fucking nightmare. And like, oh, I don't know where they casted those fucking actors who played the true guys that hate them
Oh my God.
or hate. What's his fucking name?
Ned Bates.
Ned Beatty. They look like they just came out of heel lifey and they're really doing this shit. Oh God, are you?
If folks haven't seen it,
Mm.
you gotta see it because it's an incredible movie, but it is brutal.
I'll tell you what. He watched that one recently, and what I was struck by was how good Burt Reynolds was.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, and he is so. A lot of time we want to think of him as Smokey on the Bandage and those silly fucking movies, Stroker Ace and all that kind of bullshit. You forget, like, before he was that, like, the caricature from fucking SNL, like Norm Macdonald character,
Yep.
chewing gum and shit. Yeah, this guy is fucking great fucking actor. I mean, his
Totally.
character, I love his character in there.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's literally exactly what I was gonna say. Is that you see that in that movie, you see Burt Reynolds, the actor, and
Yeah.
he's very, very, very good in it. And for folks who like hunting, there's bow and arrow stuff in it, but like it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Deliverance, but it's intense. But honestly, it's his skill set anyway. Like, you couldn't have Smokey and the Bandit; it wouldn't have been as big a success without his ability to be a great actor too. He's so charming. He has
That's
such
true.
great
That's true. But
screen
it's
presence,
like it's like this.
But I know what you mean. He became a character, or
Yeah, it would be like if you found out that before Vince Vaughn did all that other shit, he did like these fucking character movies and was in like Glengarry Glen Ross or something. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, and you're
Right.
like, wait a second, oh shit. But yeah, and also another funny thing is if you look at heel young Burt Reynolds before a mustache and all that stuff, he looked like a dead hanger for a young Marlon Brando.
Oof, wow, yes.
If you
you're
look
right.
at them, and I think to me, this happens a lot. Who was the fucking?
Our guest is here. I want to bring him in on the convo.
Well, we want to let's put up. You know what we can do? How about we do this? Let's put the opinion in this shit. We'll talk about it. Finish it later because I don't want to be talking about fucking Deliverance.
No, but ladies and gentlemen, here he is. He's the 15th ranked UFC featherweight, and Mr. Alex Caceres. Hey, how are you?
Oof! Caralho!
Leroy. Well, that's why I wanted to bring him in on the convo, because obviously, if we're talking movies, we know you're like a big, massive Bruce Lee fan. Did you ever see Deliverance?
Deliverance sounds familiar.
Yeah. Listen, we're gonna talk about other kind of shit with him. First of all, look, first of all, I love that you Afro don't even fit in the fucking picture. That's no,
I
no.
need I need to
Look, I love that, and I was worried. I said, what if he shaved his Afro? And I said, I don't know how I'm gonna face that. I was
No,
preparing
I'm not
myself for that.
cutting it. I'm not cutting it anymore. I cut it before because when the last time I cut it, they cut it uneven. So
Ooh,
like
caralho.
it was growing out misshapen. So I'm like, oh, let me just shave it off and then let me actually get it tapered. So now I cut it
Okay.
like where it's like growing more like
nice.
Yeah,
broccoli.
you cut it. Oh, like broccoli.
I haven't cut mine in
cut.
over a year.
Never mind you. Over a year.
How
No, I'm
long's your
kidding. I'm
pool?
kidding. Huh?
I'm all the way down here now. Finally.
Boom.
My hair is too short. I'm gonna pull Schwanzenstück or what? No, I'm kidding. She don't want to. She want to see that one, but she don't want to see that. Um. Anyway, listen. Settle down, Karyn Bryant. She's getting ahead of herself real quick here. But let me to tell you. Okay, this is great because I've known about you for years. Um. There's a lot we have in common. Look at the quality of the skin for her, the
Some people
complexion.
think he's your son, Renato.
Listen, let's not get it fucked up here. I'm only 3 years older than this fucking guy. How am I supposed to be? He's supposed to be my son, caralho. I know I'm great, but I wasn't getting laid back, when I was 3. No, I'm kidding. For all I know, you could be my son, caralho, but I hope not because I can't afford that one. I can't afford another expenses. It's like an albatross. Um, But anyway, I've been a fan for years, and I never got a chance. We never crossed paths, nothing like that. But I've always been meaning to ask you a lot of questions stuff. So let me settle down, and we're gonna get you all that shit.
For sure. Well, first and foremost, we do need to address the fact that you were supposed to be fighting next weekend, and I'm so looking forward to it because I'm going to Texas, and I was all excited to see you fight Nate the MF Train. That was going to be such a good fight. And then literally like moments ago yesterday, we found out that you had to withdraw. So it is a bummer, but what happened? How long are you going to be out? How quickly can you come back?
Well, hopefully the recovery time is going to be short. But yeah, first I suffered a high ankle sprain, and then I tried to work through it, and I was working through it in camp, and then
That's
during
tough.
one of the sparring sessions, I got the stitches out, but I split my lip in half, and they had to put the stitches on it. So I'm like, okay, that's a double whammy. Let me play it safe and just take some time to recover because
Yeah.
it seems like the injuries are just piling up. And I didn't, and I would like to go fight the guy, but I didn't want to fight, not 100%, and then kind of derail my own train, so to
Of
speak.
course. Fuck
With the
that.
train.
Exact. That's even worse. That's a double whammy, caralho. But and also to your credit, they won't even let you fight with stitches, no?
No,
You can't go
but
now.
they're already out. They're already out. The lip is
Oh,
really
okay.
nice.
Well, then get in there, poor huh?
It would have been Texas, so they'll let you do pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Listen, back in the old days when you was fight for Dada Express or whatever, you fought Chocolate and you fought these other Puerto Ricans and Mexicans and stuff. I'm sure that was not ideal, but we saw you in there and you beat the odds, caralho. You remember those ones?
Yeah, I remember. Those were old times.
Yeah. Remember you used to have straw in your afro, sawdust and straw.
Yeah. Fighting in the
Caralho.
backyard. There was no mats, nothing.
That's when I first found out about you. I
Really?
said, well, the funny thing is because look, he looked not unlike. I mean, if your uncle Hanash was to grow his afro, I'm a similar type than this guy here. Okay, so I'm exceptional, good looking, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, but also I have the hair now, and also the traditional martial art and stuff like that. Okay, so when I see a guy like him versus like a big hulking guy or a Mexican guy with the chachos and stuff, who I'm gonna live vicariously through is gonna be this gentleman. So of course I go, please don't let the light-skinned guy get beat up. You know what I mean? And then it looked like he's fighting Chocolate, who a lot of people will probably be afraid of Chocolate. You know the fighter who is Chocolate? You remember that one?
Yeah, he was like the champion in the backyards at the time.
This is in the Kimbo Slicey type fights.
Right, right.
I don't
So
know if
down
you
in
remember
Florida?
seeing that ones, huh?
Yeah, down in Perrine, Florida.
Right.
Yeah. So, and he's fighting. There's a lot of, it's an intimidating. It's like the Showtime at the Apollo version of fighting. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like you better. You know what I'm saying? They will host you up, and for
Different
him
kind
to
of
walk in
Sandman,
there,
but for sure.
a different, very different kind of Sandman, and even darker. The Sandman is in this one, and so Chocolate was. It looked like Chocolate was gonna lay hands on this gentleman here, and just to watch him, being relaxed and to be in the fire and stuff, and then to get these wins and be very calm, and his fucking breathing was in control. I was like, I like this kid here. And then on top of that, one of my favorite movie of all time, his fucking nickname is Bruce Leroy. I was like, well, I'm on the
Sign
bandwagon
me up.
from day one. So that's my history with
Thank
Well,
you.
so
Caceres.
how long did you do that? How long were you a backyard fighter? Is that where you started?
Yeah, that's where I started. I was doing those backyard fights, I would say, for like less than a year. It wasn't that long because
Mhm.
I think I was like 17 and I was waiting to be 18 to go pro.
Yep.
But I used to do when I was in high school, like a lot of those like we used to bet on fights, like pickup fights. I guess you can call them backyard like underground fights. Like people were
Yeah.
like, "Oh man, I seen you fight before, or you," and I would like to fight you. And then we either go to a gym or we'll go somewhere secluded and put money down, have a third party hold the money, and then fight each other and then walk away with the purse.
Nice. That's
Now
wild.
you walked away with now some of these gentlemen you was fighting was carry a purse and stuff like that. Like this was even before the gender stuffs and everything like that.
Yeah, no, that's
You
not what
stole
he did.
another man's pocketbook for his
That's not
purse.
what he did. Although
Some
that
of
does
these
remind me of an
there was
old.
a lot of down low brothers at those fight for him.
That reminds me of the King of the Hill episode where Bobby's like, "Give me back my purse." He learned
Hey,
some. It's anyway.
The
If anybody,
skinny guy, like the skin. Yeah.
yeah.
Um.
So yeah,
Yeah. Go
okay.
ahead.
So how do you go from being a backyard guy to being like? Did you then do the Amy fights? Like, are you a guy that then fought in the ballrooms at the hotels and all of that? Like,
well,
obviously we met on Tough, and I remembered you from there, but I don't know exactly what happened between the backyard and Tough.
okay, well, like while I was doing backyard fights, I was doing backyard fights to make some money, but I was also doing amateur fights. I was doing like amateur kickboxing fights, and
Like smokers and stuff.
yeah, they didn't have amateur MMA, so I was doing amateur kickboxing and then amateur jiu-jitsu fights and stuff like that. And then once I turned 18, I just started going pro. We were just waiting for my birthday so that I can sign myself because none of my parents would sign for me.
Yeah.
I understand that. I mean, it's tough for a parent to go, hey, let me put my kid in that shit here. You know what I mean? It's tough. I mean,
And
imagine if a horror wanted to go in there and fucking
no,
start
I'm
doing.
not signing that. I'm not signing that.
Exact.
And I don't, and I don't know what's like true and what's not true. Was your dad incarcerated? Is that true?
He was like back
Right.
in the day, he was back in the day. I think I was like maybe like 12
Oh, okay.
or
So it wasn't
13.
at the same time that you were fighting.
No.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Now I have a question. Okay, so clearly when you see you fighting now and even way back then, uh, you had like you kind of light on your feet. You don't fight like a kind of a traditional Thai boxer or something like that. So did you start in karate? Did you start in taekwondo, something like that?
No. I started wrestling in high school actually.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I started doing MMA like kind of in the same year or like maybe 1 year after. And yeah, I did whatever the MMA guys were teaching us, like kickboxing, Muay Thai
Uh-huh.
kickboxing, and jiu-jitsu. I never done any traditional martial arts
No
whatsoever.
shit. Now, did your coaches get upset with you when they see you doing shit? Where, cause I guess it's like João Jones, where he say like, look, see, do. You
Right.
probably
You're
the
so
kind of guy
creative.
you look at guys doing some karate shit, and you're like, fuck it, I could do that.
Well, I guess so. Like I don't know. I never really thought there were rules to it. I guess expressing myself. That is. I watched a lot of anime and I played a lot of video games, so like I saw a lot of moves that were cool, um, and I did watch a lot of Bruce Lee movies.
Right.
And,
Ah,
and it's mostly his philosophy where like he always tries to explain that once you reach a certain technique or level of technique, in reality, there is no technique. It's just whatever works. And if you do it hard and fast enough and good enough, then it's gonna work. So like
it was the improv of fighting, like improvisation, like you almost like jazz. You know, you have to learn your scales, you have to learn how to play shit straight, and then once you do that, then you can improv. But you don't want to go out there like Fred Sanford trying all kind of crazy shit before you even learn the basics.
Yeah, so like that's why I always thought about it, like in a sense of, in a musical sense, where in every scoreboard, you know, you have like, or every score of music, you have a certain amount of notes. You have about 8 notes. It's kind of like in fighting. You have 8 points of contact, in martial arts fighting. And let's say each point of contact is a note. You can choose to play that note sharp. You can choose to play it flat. You can choose to play it soft, however you want to play it. But and you can put them in whatever order you want to. So fighting is kind of like a long jazz solo.
Now, did you I like that, first of all, and then second of all, were you training, now your teachers, your senseis and stuff, were they receptive to that, or did they ever try to go, no, come on, what are you doing? We told you to do this combo or whatever. Did you hunt into that?
Yeah, a couple times for sure. Like I've always run into the fact that my coaches felt like I was very hard to coach and teach, because
I was just going to ask that.
I would take whatever they would teach me and I would learn it, but then I'm like, oh, but what if I do it this way? And you know, let me try it like this. And then, you know, it got to, like, I remember back in high school, my wrestling coach, like, he got so frustrated with trying to coach me all the time when it was my turn to wrestle, but I kept winning, and he's just like, just do whatever you want. And then
yeah. Well, I bet that fucks with a teacher's ego, because at one point you're going, well, this is my protege. Look at what he's doing. But at the same time, it's like he's disregarding every fucking thing I'm saying. So it's like, I told him exactly not to do what he just did, and he got the win. So you're like,
right. Are you the only athlete in the family? Like, was it a surprise that you went into sports?
No. My brother actually started wrestling in high school before me. Yeah. He actually has a mixed martial arts career as well.
Oh, no shit.
So we were doing that together. I started mixed martial arts first, but we started doing it together for a while. He doesn't do it anymore. But yeah, no, he was also he was more of a natural athlete. He's like 6'2".
Oh,
like
shit.
Yeah, like.
Wait, how tall are you?
I'm like 5'9", 10".
You single?
God, are you? And he have both the same parents.
I'm not kidding.
That's like the movie Twins. You ever saw that? You like the Danny DeVito, porra. And your brother's Julius.
I was the runt of the litter, you know. I was always small and skinny and scrawny, and it was hard for me to get big or be athletic, to be honest with you. Like, I was always good at certain aspects of athleticism, but putting it together traditionally was always hard for my mind to grasp, and I always like did things in a weird way, like, and maybe it's because like for instance, I'm like slightly ambidextrous. Like, I write and I eat with my left hand.
Me too.
But I can only throw and I bat righty.
No shit.
Me too. I'm exactly the same.
I'm a similar way, but it's like when the only thing I do better with my left hand is when I spend some time with myself and I try to have knowledge of self.
No.
And I try to get in touch with my own sexuality, porra.
No.
That's the only time. I'm considerably better with my left on that one. But anyway, I digest, because you were talking about your athletic prowess.
Talking higher level stuff. So I'm the same way. I write with my left hand. Fine detailed things have to be done with my left hand, but I play tennis, I play golf, I played baseball when I was younger, all that, all right-handed, all of it. So I do think that's interesting with the improvisation. And I wonder, Alex, if you're like John Jones. I remember, if you know, his 2 brothers are both, you know, Super Bowl winning football players. But I remember John saying, he's like, I can't dribble a basketball, or, you know, I can't throw a ball. I can't do.
Are you like that?
The same thing. Yeah. That's what I'm wondering. Like, are you specifically gifted, you know what I mean, in the fighting, because it is so improvisational and it like just relies just on your body?
I think I can be good at anything, honestly, like if I focus hard enough, but I just think like since like fighting takes up all of my attention, I focus more on that. Whereas like if I'm playing baseball or football or anything like that, I can be good at it, but I get distracted easily. Like it's not strenuous enough to call my attention forward.
Yeah.
Where fighting
makes
is like,
sense.
oh my God, I really got to pay attention. And then
Yeah,
slow it down.
you're forced to think about that. Like when a chick is coming over and your house is fucked up looking, you're like, well, you know what I mean? Like this shit, I'm gonna clean this thing for the first
gotta
time in
do it.
12 years or whatever. No, but yeah, it's that fear is the great motivator.
I never got into sports. I could never watch sports. I liked playing them, but I never really got into it to join a team. I can't watch it for nothing. I can't even watch fighting. It's boring to me.
You know who's like that? You know who's like that? Josh Barnett. Every fucking time I ask him, "Oh, did you saw that? You know, it could be the greatest car or whatever." He's like,
Right.
"Nope." He don't even fuck with it. He's more interested in fucking Japanese professional wrestling or some crazy blaxploitation movies and
Art
shit
house
like that.
film
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
weird. Like I need things that like for instance, I love doing karaoke. You know, I love doing that. But I
Okay,
guess
what's your number one go-to song then, or top two, three songs?
oh, I don't really have one. I always have like different songs to do when I get out there. I have a big plethora of love for music, so I have a big variety of music that I like. So I go from country to
Wait, you know
Motown,
country music
rock
for
and
her?
See, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, would you start? Are you an R&B love man? Do you rap, or do you sing in like old classic?
He looked like
rock?
an H&B man. He
You
looked
do,
like
you
like
do.
one of those earthy H&B artists, like neo soul. Like he would be like Maxwell or
But you could
fucking.
also rock some Otis Redding. But then all of a sudden he gets up there and just rocks Pony from Genuine.
He's on some Eric Benet shit.
I do a lot of rock and roll. I do a lot of rock and roll, and I do a lot of Motown. But lately, I've been falling in love with a lot of country.
No shit. Okay, I haven't been able to find my way into that, but
I like old school country. Like if we're talking Johnny Cash, if we're talking Hank Williams, and that kind of country,
Old
I
school
do
country,
like
like
it. But
Buck
yeah,
Owens as
I like the
well.
old school stuff.
Yeah.
now here's my problem, and help me with this one. I can give that stuff a shot, and it don't sound terrible to me, okay? But it don't really moves me, you know.
Right.
And if I'm gonna listen to some old chimey fucking guys sounding like they in the backwoods, blues, old school blues, it moved me more than any of the best country old shit that guys have. Because I tried. A lot of people have tried to get me onto the old good stuffs, you know. The Hank Williams Sr.
You got to be kind of like slightly depressed to get really good, to really into country.
No, I get that, but some
You
of
gotta have a dark side for sure. Like
I understand. I got a dark sides and all that stuff, but I get more into the dark side of the blues more so than
It just,
like if I
you
want to
feel
listen
it
to some
more.
yeah, some old chimey. So what's maybe something if you want to say, okay, this is the darkest, most depressing, gut-henching country shit, old stuff. So what can I listen to?
well, like Marty Robbins is
Marty Harbin. He sounds like a motivational speaker.
well, like he does a lot of you can call it country, but it's called like gunslinger ballads and trail songs.
Okay.
That's more, like that kind of like very old school country. A lot
Stories
of like,
and shit.
emotion behind it. Or I like Buck Owens. Like he does like sad songs, but
Buck
in a very
Owens.
upbeat way. So it
Okay.
sounds happy, but he's really talking about some heart wrenching stuff.
Now, have you seen the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Love that.
Just
Okay,
like that.
so I can fuck with that.
Yeah,
That song, that I'm a
yeah.
what's that one? Like, oh,
A man of
You know,
constant
A
sorrow.
man of
Yeah,
constant
that's the-
sorrow.
that's the Soggy Bottom Boys, God.
Soggy Bottom Boys.
Listen,
Say
That's
that
the Soggy Bottom Boys.
that fucking movie. What about them boys being misogynated?
I was just watching that actually a couple of weeks ago. It was on at TV.
I'll tell you
and I
what.
was hooked. I love that movie.
That fucking movie is a gem. It get better every fucking
Yup.
time you see it. You notice different stuff, and then when you notice that did you know this? You probably because you've seen this maybe more than once, yeah.
Which one?
Caceres. Yo,
Yeah.
I never mind. I know about her and all that stuff. So I don't know if you know this. You know, it's the story is based on the Odyssey,
Right.
the Homer's the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Oh,
know
when
that.
he comes up against the sirens.
Once
and all
you
that,
find
and-
that shit, once you realize that, it even deepens the movie that much more. You know, what a movie! I love that
Oh,
movie.
I'm gonna go
It's
watch
so
it
good.
again.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Another movie, just real quick. Another movie that has it's a different kind of, it's a different movie. Obviously, there's no Coen brothers, but there's an old movie from like, I think it's the 70s at some point, called Paper Moon. Okay, and it's like take place in the Depression era, and you have
Isn't that
Ryan
Neil
O'Neill
or
and his
Ryan
daughter
O'Neill?
and Chatham O'Neill,
Yeah.
and that one has some DNA of that movie. It feels like it's a cousin of that shit. Yeah, it's
Okay.
about a guy who's like a scumbag, like con man, and it's in black and white, and it's a beautiful movie. Paper Moon. I think you will enjoy that one. Yeah,
Nice.
All right, I'll check it out.
yeah, check that one out.
So do you like on the side you're an artist as well? I mean, like what do you do? Because I feel like you are into a lot of other stuff besides just fighting.
Well, yeah, I play music. I was playing music before I started fighting. I like to play harmonica.
Oh
Um,
no shit.
yeah, I
Okay.
love the harmonica. I play a little guitar. Right now I bought I bought a new banjo, so I've been playing around with the banjo a little bit.
Nice.
Is the look, I know the banjo is probably fucking difficult, and any guitar, like I tried to fuck with it at one point, and I went, my fingers was like bleeding after 5 minutes of that shit. I was like, well, I won't be doing this shit anymore. I was like, I guess I'm not gonna get good at this. But harmonica, how hard is it to get okay at that one?
Um, Man, I can't really tell you. I felt like, it came naturally to me. I just started doing it, and um, I don't know. I like it a lot. I've always
Like a
loved playing other
beatbox?
instruments, and I guess I've heard a lot of people play or try to play it, and I guess it's hard for them, but for some reason I can just play it. I
They
just
hyperventilating or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, but
I
it
know
seemed like if
some
you could beatbox, you'd be like, you know what I mean? You
well,
know what I
like
mean?
surprising
Yeah.
enough, you have to use your tongue, you have to use your lips, you have to cover holes with your tongue, and then like you can bend
Caralho,
your
I'm gonna be a natural at that one. Oh, caralho.
well, I would say that may be also why you are leaning towards some country right now because there's certainly more harmonica in that kind of music.
But
Um,
also the blues, caralho.
Yeah,
Let's not
also
pretend.
the blues for sure.
I started playing blues with the harmonica first, rock blues and old school blues like that. That's
But
where I
Nice.
heel
kind of got
blues,
into it.
not like
I'm
Blues
gonna send
Traveler, where
you.
you're like, hey baby,
Oh, I like Blues Traveler. Don't you? Oh, come on. Runaround is great.
I'm
Don't
kidding. No, they're good, but
I
it's a different
love Blues
style. It's a different style.
Traveler.
Of
Come
course, you
on,
like Blues Traveler.
but
You have the
no, I'm
picture
gonna
of that
send
fat
you,
guy on your wall, huh?
Alex. I'm gonna send you a link to my friend Chris Whitley, rest in peace. But he is this like roots rock American folk singer, kind of rock and roll folksy blues singer guy, and he played guitar and I was an amazing guitar player and banjo and dobro and stuff like that,
The
and
fuck
like
is
had
Dobro?
all. It's like the fancy guitar. It's like this. I don't know how do you describe it. It's just a different kind of a
Like a
guitar
lute
with like
or
a
some shit?
feel, like a metal-y sound.
It's a
Like it,
steel, like is it like it's like the big steel guitar, and it
yeah,
looks like
it's
it has
more
like
of
a
a
symbol
steel. It
on the
just has a
front.
different sound and clarity to it and stuff. But anyway, I'll send you a link because his songs are amazing and it's very rootsy and it's just so good. It's like one of
Like
some of
like the
my
movie
favorite
Hoots?
songs in the world like are from him, and he's like an American roots rock singer. You know what I mean?
But when you say Hoots, do you mean like the movie Hoots with LeVar Burch?
No, but he's very bluesy, so he could sing Kuta Kinte songs. Yes.
Can you imagine a Kuncha Kinte? Oh, he was good. He played the steel drum, caralho.
Toby.
Yeah.
So
Oh, Job. Kunta, no, Job.
Toby. So what kind of
Chubby.
music? Yeah. So so you have a band. Like, should we put together a? I do think Renato. Alex. For those if you don't know, and for those who really don't know, like my whole intention, like I really want to have my own late night talk show, and that's what this kind of show is like the germ of, and maybe this is all it ever is, and that's why I wanted to have this vibe. But I would love to have a late night talk show and that kind of stuff. But at the very least, I would have you on as like, or have like a variety show, right? So do you have a band? Like, are you actually like out gigging and stuff?
No, I don't have a band. I mean, I've done gigs. We used to like try and make a band when we were in high school, and like we did a couple gigs and whatnot. But no, it's just like I guess what it was is I mean I live in Miami, and no, we could never really settle on a genre that we're trying to play. And then
Yeah.
like the people that I'm trying to play with is like they want to do heavy metal, and like I like metal, but like it's just not everything. And then other people
Yeah.
just want to do straight hip hop, and like I love hip hop, but then once again it's like, and I kind of wanted to like a big inspiration of music
especially when I was growing up, was like listening to the Beatles, and I love how they touched every single genre. Like they didn't have any boundaries, and then I wanted to make all sorts of music, and why not include and just I don't know, and everybody just wanted to be kind of like just in one lane or doing one thing.
Yeah.
Because I started playing drums. That was my first instrument.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You know, I just thought of something when you said that. I thought of a musician that you can't really put him in a box. You know, the musician Beck.
Yeah.
He seemed like somebody like that. He could put out an album of like, let's say, what folk music, and then the other one he put out an album sounds like Prince, and then the other one sounds like fucking hip hop shit. I mean, truly, he's the first person came to mind. You cannot. He'll do whatever the fuck he want to do.
Yeah, that's what music is. I mean, that's what any art should be, is free. And like, I felt like that's what I did. That's how I did everything. I never boxed it in. I never put it into a genre. I just, at the moment, it's an experience. And like, I don't know, maybe my soul knows it more than my mind. It's like, hey, let's experience it this way this time. And who cares if we fail? Let's just fail daring freely.
Well, I love that spirit, and I love that, like, I mean, that's the spirit of creativity, and that's when like the magic happens. When mixed martial arts or martial mixed arts is saying, I love the harmonica and when the levee breaks. Oh, that song is so fierce. Oh, that
song is crazy, and the harmonica, so they put an effect on it, so it sounds like it's like haunted. You know what I mean? It sounds like it's
just
echoing.
That song is so.
And the drums, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that shit.
You know, that's probably why you're such a good fighter too, because the drums takes everything, right? It's all limbs, it's all encompassing, and you have to focus on different things at the same time. That's probably really I would think that that would have a lot in common.
That came more naturally to me to play drums. It's just if I don't have everything occupied at the same time, then I feel like I can't concentrate.
Everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah, when I'm singing, I'm like almost jittery, and I'm like tapping my feet a lot. You know, same thing when I'm playing other instruments. Like my whole I'm fidgety.
The only time I feel that is because I never had a automatic car. So
I got for me right now.
Yeah. So for me, if I hand a car or somebody asks me to drive the car and it's automatic, I'm like freaking out the whole time. People would think it's easy. My feet is going like this, and I'm trying to do all kind of shit. And it's like, relax, you don't need to do shit. I'm like, but I'm supposed to do this.
For some reason, for me, man, like I didn't drive a stick shift for my whole life. I just started driving a stick shift, I would say, like maybe 6 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And it just feels safer.
You feel like you have more control.
I feel like I have more control of the car. Like, and I'm less fidgety. I'm like tapping my fingers, or just like trying to like look for something to do while I'm in the car.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, and I guess I enjoy the fact that like it really occupies me. I don't have to be on my phone while I'm in the car. Everything can wait.
Yeah.
Right now I'm just focused on driving.
Yeah, you have to be present because you it's like you're the captain of the ship. You're like, okay, let's put this fucking thing up here. Let's try this one down. Yeah.
I had a friend in high school who lived in San Francisco, and she drove this little Honda or whatever. But you know, in San Francisco, obviously everybody knows the streets are so steep, and you got to park like sideways. And she drove a stick. And let me tell you, I was literally like slow clapping every time. I was like, how the F you parked sideways up a hill, you know what I mean, in a stick shift or whatever? Like,
you get used to that. I fucking you know which one fucks me up is, you know, when you get stuck on Cahuenga where it La Cienega where it meets Sunset.
Yeah.
You know how it's like fucking like this, and then if you don't make it through that like light at the pink dot or whatever, the fucking and you're the first in line and someone's right behind you, you're like, fuck. You're like, man, give me some room back there because I'm about to blast your shit. I think it's La Cienega,
actually, not La Brea.
Yeah, I said La Cienega.
Yeah. Okay, so hey, listen, Alice, I gotta wonder, you know, because we met, I think, all the way back. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah, I wanted to show this for a second here. Wait, because I think this would be kind of funny for people to see this. I'm sorry, I don't have a producer, so I have to just call this up myself on my. Okay, so look at this.
Brian for MMA Heat. I'm here with Alex Caceres tonight over Cole Escovedo, and we were just kind of joking before we rolled cameras here, but it's good to win, huh? It's fun to win.
Yeah, it's very fun to win, you know, and it's very fun to do because we spend so much time in the gym training all these months and years, and we only get 15 minutes, so I just wanted to make it last as long as possible, you know. I hear my coaches crying out like, "Oh, finish him! He's tired! He's tired!" But I'm like, "No, man, I want the whole full 15 minutes, man. I really want to extend this fight, you know, because I spent too much time training and I want to stay here as long as possible.
You've had a little bit of pressure coming into this one since you had some losses. Were you feeling that, and was that playing out in your mind?
It definitely was. It definitely was playing out in my mind. I definitely had a lot of pressure, but a lot of people helped me through that. My coaches, my training partners, Dana White's speeches, you know, all that stuff helped me out, as well as a quote that I remember from Bruce Lee. He told us, we will never get more than what we think we can get. We should look at all our progress that we left behind, and we have what it takes. So damn the torpedo, full speed ahead.
Very nice, very nice. And obviously, we know you as Bruce Leroy from The Ultimate Fighter. Has it been difficult to transition from that?
I don't need to show the whole thing, but I just think that's so great. Like, look at us, baby. So people can see the whole thing. You can find it if you're on YouTube here. You can find the whole thing on my channel. But like, what? It's so crazy.
He looked very young. You look exactly the fucking same as you do now. So that's good. That's a testament to you, Karyn Bryant. You look the fucking same.
And I've never had Botox or done anything to it. Like, I'm all natural.
Don't let it get you your head. Don't worry. I'm gonna undercut you later on.
Hey, I'm sure you will. But I'm gonna put the link to that. But it's amazing, Alex, when we think about how far you've come. So has there been, I don't know, was there like something that happened between Tough and now? Like, has it rolled out the way you thought it would? Like, you know, now that you have some perspective on your career, having come from that was literally in, like, I'm trying to look at the date on this. What was that, like 2012 or something, right?
Yeah, probably.
Something like that. Oh my God, it's
back.
so crazy. But yeah, do you feel like a sense of growth? Like, do you like, what's your perspective on how far you've come from there?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a very long time ago. I obviously every day I feel like there's always growth. There's always more growth to be attained as well. For sure, it's but I never really planned anything. Honestly, I never really expected to be anywhere or to be in some place. I just, like I was saying there, just enjoying the time that I have at the moment, because that's all we ever really get. Planning ahead is a waste of time. I tried doing that. I tried desiring things or expecting things and like trying to plan out my life. This is where I should be in this amount of years. Honestly, I can only say that it always turns out better than whatever I can possibly imagine. It's not about the progress or the so-called progress that we would think we would achieve if it was financial or career-wise, but it's just the amount of experience and the experience itself that we have that's always surprising. Like, time will literally make a fool out of us all. We would think that we're going to want to be somewhere or want to be here, and then we understand that perfection is actually where we are now.
Yeah, I try to tell a lot of women in my life that one. They go, "Hey, where are we gonna be in the next?" I say, "Settle down, Carayo. Who knows? Only God knows this one. Let's see what the wind is. Check us. The wind beneath my wings, my balls."
I would say is that maybe why your IG handle is "I am here now, Alex," because you are all about living in the moment.
Yeah, and we got to embrace every moment, whether it's the good or the bad, because if we didn't, we wouldn't have anything to contrast it with, you know, and we wouldn't know what would be good or bad for us if we didn't really experience these things. And we have to understand, at least what I need to try and understand, is that everything arises mutually, you know, whether it be light and darkness. If light arises, darkness is automatically going to rise mutually. You'll never find, and I like this quote, that's from Alan Watts, you know, like, you'll never find a field of flowers without bees around it or the type of insect that will do a similar job, and vice versa. So when we understand this mutual arising of things, nothing is happening by mistake. It's just happening because it's the way that it's supposed to happen, and things are just going to continue to happen. And all we can ever do is really not even take part of it, but observe it. Because taking part of it is not real. We're just happening as these things mutually arise. And so we can just observe it through our consciousness or our actual true self, which is not truly the body. We're just simply observing what the body is mutually doing with the nature around it. We can't expect to control every aspect of everything that we do. Something happens to us, like someone cuts us on the road. You think you're going to control your anger? No, it's going to happen. So observe the anger, but just don't be attached to it. And then also observe the happiness that comes from contrasting that anger from that you felt that day, because maybe something else will make you feel better. Like, okay, this guy cut me off, but then I come home, my wife has a cooked meal for me, and I'm like, oh my God, now I'm happy again. And I'm only happy because I felt this bad way at one time, and now I'm able to be comforted this way at the same time. But if it was just, if we all knew the answers, life would be a bore.
This is true. And Karyn Bryant, if you think about that, you know, put that in your pipe and smoke it. He's saying have a meal, a hot meal ready for somebody when they come home, Karol. Okay.
No, that's not
that's what I'm
he was
gaining
saying.
from
No,
this.
what Alex was saying is what I need to hear. And I do tell myself, like, I know
That's what I
because
said.
I do. I worry about the future, and I have a lot of and I do count my blessings before I go to bed at night. But I do also, you know, stress about, like, I was supposed to have already accomplished this thing, and I still need to go and do that thing. And how come I haven't done this thing yet? And even just literally today, my kid and I were having this conversation. She's like, have you ever actually, like, taken into account, like, all the stuff that you've done? And, like, have you ever actually noticed, like, what you have accomplished?
I tell you
like,
this shit all the time.
I know, but
then
I
again,
don't.
Like, wouldn't you say that maybe counting your blessings sets you up to regret the things you haven't done?
Yeah.
Right? So, like, rather than attaching yourself to any of the good things you're doing or the bad things that are going to happen to you or that you're doing, just simply experience them mutually as if they were the same thing. You know, the middle path is always the hardest path. Because the middle path is staying balanced. That's like the tightrope. You know, it's easy to fall to one side or the other. You're like, okay, well, I have all this stuff. All this stuff is great for me, and this happened to me, and this was wonderful. But then it's going to set you up to really contrast it between all the bad stuff that might happen or has happened, and then you'll. And I find that out, like, you know, in my life, and I'm like, holy crap, why am I thinking about this? Maybe because I was thinking about this earlier, how good I was feeling. When we just in the moment, feel all the goodness at the moment, but when that moment passes, really focus on the task at hand. And therefore, we're not really mad at the bad things that happen. We just get to work and get it done and get it over with and cross that bridge. And then we get onto greener pastures. But once the greener pasture's done, we prepare our shoes or our feet ready to walk the cobblestone and the brimstone and the glass, you know, and then we're right back to cool waters again. So we're moving. We got to keep moving. And it's very hard to do.
It is. And I think of that too. I think, okay, if you get upset about something or you have a feeling, or, like, you know, because a lot of time I have a hard time falling asleep because I'm stressing out and I'm thinking about all this stuff. It's like, nope, feel the feeling, allow it, you know what I mean? And then move on. You know, that's cool. But it's funny because this week, I was like, I'm not going to complain about anything because I don't like to be a complainer. You know what I mean? And I notice, like, when things make me salty and, like, I don't like being that person. That's not who I am. I don't like feeling negative. And I know lately a lot of things have just put me in a very negative place and I don't like being there. So I was like, I'm going to try a week, you know, and not complain about stuff. And I'm going to do, like, you guys have seen the Lego movie because we were just watching it again the other day. But how he's like, turns everything. He's like, stepped in mud, got new brown shoes, you know, like, try to turn everything into a positive.
Yeah, like,
and let me tell you, the mental gymnastics is kind of funny sometimes to turn something that, like, really legit bums you out into something positive. But it is an interesting exercise in, just like you were saying, moving forward, process the thing and let it happen, and then just kind of keep going. You know,
even take it a step, I guess, further, or maybe back, or maybe through. Like, if there's a negative thing that happens, embrace it. Feel that negative emotion completely and fully. If you get angry, get angry. Don't shoo it away because it's gonna come back, no matter what. You know, I'm not gonna try and turn the negative into a positive because then it would all be positive. And then I wouldn't have anything to contrast with the other thing. Bad things will happen. Embrace them as bad things only for that moment when they are bad, and when they're good, get right back in, like, kind of like a child, you know, like when you think about a child, like a little kid, if a child becomes attacked or becomes ostracized, you know, when they're playing whatever, they get angry and they throw a tantrum, and the minute that the object that is disturbing their peace is gone, they go right back to playing. So in that sense, like,
or like a dog, animals do that shit too.
They embrace that fierceness when they have to, and then go right back to relaxing when they have to. So it's like, these emotions are not bad; they're natural, and that's what a lot of people trying to shoo them away or turn them around into something else. Like, and what's the point? That takes way too much work. You know, feel that emotion, and then the experience. It's beautiful. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for beauty of life. We're not looking for just an easy life. And sometimes to have a beautiful life, we have to go through hard times. the most beautiful flowers grows in the harshest conditions, and they bring life back to those harsh conditions.
Yeah.
The first things to return after like a forest fire or a volcanic
True.
eruption or earthquake are the flowers. They bring the bees. The bees pollinate the flowers, and they bring more trees and more grass and everything else, and the animals come. So we have to embrace those hard times, because those hard times actually soil the ground and nurture us.
You would smoke a lot of grass before you came up with that shit too. No, but you know what? To be honest though,
He's right.
this is a very Buddhist perspective. You know, what you I'm sure you know this already, but
And like Taoism too, with like just let stuff flow.
yeah,
Yeah.
my mother's a Buddhist, and she actually live and work in a Buddhist monastery or whatever, and she is like the Yoda on my shoulder, telling me this shit. A lot of the same stuff that you're talking about here. Because I have anger problems. I'm a happy-go-lucky guy a lot of time, but I have a problem in the street when people is yeah, I got to work on that one, but I can have a lot of anger issues with human being and the way they
Work on
behave.
it, just transfer it into another outlet.
Well, yeah, but that
You
would be
know?
working on it,
Yeah.
figuring out how to deal with it and not let it to fuck me up, fuck up my body even, you know? Like it can have some if you're being controlled by other people constantly all day long, it can really ruin your fucking life, you know?
Yeah, for
Even
sure.
even
And
down to this. I'll tell you, give you a perfect example. When I'm walking in the street, I have a doggy. I walk everywhere with my fucking doggy. That's truly my best friend. Now, I'm the kind of person, I pick up the dog shit, okay? I never leave the shit. All day long, I'm walking around, I see people leaving shit everywhere, you know? And the person is not even there. And seeing the fucking shit make me go like this, Dada, you can't people fucking do. And he's like trying to make people a way that they're not. You know what I mean? Like, look, every day I see shit and they're never gonna stop doing it. So to let myself get all my heart start pounding and wanting to visualize catching the person in the act and shoving their face in the dog shit or whatever, this isn't doing me any good.
No, it's not.
So it's like the acceptance that people are how they are, not the way I want them to be. You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
it
and
is
the
something.
easiest way to deal with it, like it was said in like I think in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna was telling a story, Arjuna. He says, you know, move away from mass amounts of ignorant people.
Well, shit.
You know,
I mean, the wrong
We
fucking
live in
place.
LA.
live
I
out in
live
the
in LA,
country.
poha.
I understand, but that's the easiest way. But in the other ways would just be like, really, it's not your life. You know, like you can't care about it, and it's not your obligation to care about it. The only obligation that you have is to, you know, be the best version of yourself possible.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
if you see the shit, fuck it. Let it motivate you more to clean up more shit, and that's all. For instance, like I get mad at people when I walk out in nature trails and I see garbage.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know,
Same,
but
same, the same feeling, the same kind of
Oh,
you
feeling.
know
Like,
what?
what the
But
fuck are you
I
doing?
right.
alleviate
What are you
that.
doing?
I alleviate that, and I just carry a bag with me and I pick it up.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
still makes me angry, but I would rather have it not there. So I'm
I
gonna do something
agree.
about it.
I
That's
agree.
something that I can control.
That's true. This is good. Now we're getting somewhere. I gotta control taking a piss right now. No disrespect. I want to continue, but my teeth is floating here. I'll be right back. Okay, go ahead.
Absolutely.
Ugh.
Hey, so I have a question for you then, Alex. Do you know, I hear a lot of the time, a lot of people have done, you know, like ayahuasca ceremonies. Like I work with Rashad a lot, and Rashad is like the conversation that we're having right now is like, it sounds like so much like the conversations that I have with Sugar. You know what I mean? He's like one of my dearest friends, and we talk about a lot of this stuff. And I've never done one of those ceremonies, but are you into like the whole plant medicine thing, or like how did you come across? How did you become such a philosophical guy?
Well, honestly, it's more through experience. I've done psychedelics before. I've never done ayahuasca before. I've done like
Mm-hmm.
dimethyltryptamine, which is the key component of ayahuasca, the DMT.
Oh yes.
But I never like I don't think like they were wonderful and incredible experiences, but I feel like just moving through life, honestly, just putting myself in hard situations and
Mm-hmm.
embracing it really shows me more who I am. Fighting has shown me more about myself and philosophically than any psychedelic or any type of plant medicine that I could have taken. I've taken shrooms before, I've taken all these things before, and they gave me great insight. But honestly, just going through life and just looking at it from a different perspective, just trying to understand not myself per se, but I guess how would you say, the experience that I am going through, not
Yes.
as a person, but as a consciousness, like observing myself the way
You were
that
able to get an outer perspective, yes, a different perspective on.
I have more vivid outer body experiences when I'm fighting in the cage than I ever had when I was on any type of psychedelic.
Okay, that's interesting to me. What's your name, Renato? I was just telling
Oh,
him that
God, that's disrespect.
Sugar and I, Rashad and I talk a lot about
Sugar.
Plant medicine and ayahuasca and like sort of the consciousness of like you're one with the world. We talk a lot about it's not that you're seeing this garden, you are the garden too. It's that kind of thing. But I am curious about that, Alex, and I know we've kept you for a while and we can let you go soon, but I feel like that's
time is but a construct. He could be here as long as we fucking said that he's gonna be here.
But what you just said about learning more about yourself in the octagon, like, can you remember a moment or a fight or a situation that you were confronted with like a real truth about yourself where you either were really like, am I about to quit here or not? Or, am I about to this or that? Or where you leveled up? Like maybe it wasn't a negative thing. Maybe like suddenly something happened in a fight and you were in the matrix and everything was in slow motion. Like, have you had any kind of like crazy, for better or for worse, aha moments inside the octagon?
Well, it's not like an aha moment. It feels like a constant realization. It feels like every time I get in there, it feels like deja vu. It feels like a premonition. It feels like I saw the future already, or like I was already here. Like it never changed. Like I never moved from that moment. It just time caught up with me, or kind of in a weird way. And the connection that I feel with every single thing, like I'm the cage, I am my opponent. And then we're so close, like my opponent doesn't even have his own identity anymore, and which is weird, in a weird sensation. So like just realizing that we're so finely connected, and that there is no hate, there is no respect, there is no love. It's just a being there all at once. And I have this realization when I'm just fighting. It's not like a special moment or anything like that, or like, oh, am I gonna quit? I'm not even there, honestly. I'm seeing myself do these things, so there isn't a thought of quitting. It's just okay. I'm fighting, so I just continue to fight. I mean, I can remember like certain instances, like when I got knocked down, or if I'm laying on the floor or anything like that, and it's just there is no like, oh crap, should I get up? Should I quit? There is never a instance that is just like, my body's doing this, or the body that my consciousness so far is inhabiting at the moment, it's doing this, and like I just continue to do it. There really isn't no secondary thought or primary thought. It's just a being, and when you're being, I guess for me, there is no thinking about it. There's just doing it, and you just got to do it, or I don't have to do it. It's happening all by itself. It's happening all around me. And I guess the weirdest thing is that when I'm fighting my opponent, they just seem to be myself, but not myself as like I'm looking at myself in the mirror, but like I just recognize a self there that doesn't have a face almost. It's just like a connection. It's just like we're doing it together. It's happening.
Well, you can't do it just like a lot of stuff, dancing or sex or whatever. Well, no, I can't do that one by myself. But the other ones you can't do by yourself. It's hate it or love it. You guys is partners. You guys is creating something together.
But at the same time, like you said, you're really in there against yourself, because the other person just represents maybe a challenge, but you've internalized, like you said, the thing, like you're there. You're there for yourself and to fight.
But trying to understand it like further, like I'm not talking about myself as in me, Alex Caceres. I'm like the self that is not only me and my opponent, but the self that's even the material that makes up the canvas, the material that makes up the cage, the crowd all around us.
That's wild.
The light shining down around us,
the light beams that are hitting us, the heat that we feel from the light. This is all the self happening at the same time, and it's almost like being immersed in a fluid type place. But you can't escape out of it, nor can you observe anything beyond it. It's a complete immersion of space and time. Like the space around you is you as well. Like
is you,
like,
right?
It's almost like how would you say?
The arena is the womb, and you're going back in there, and it's your primordial soup.
Well, I mean,
it's your, you know what I mean? It's all of it.
What he's saying is,
I even see my friends and family watching me on TV miles and miles away. Like that's how immersive it is. Like you just completely like if you just melted and you just became the atoms of the air. And then you're observing yourself from every single angle. And when I mean every single angle, just imagine a pincushion full of pins all around it. Like that's every single angle you could see it from within and from without. There is no separation. And that's the realization that I love about martial arts, and not fighting, but martial arts. You know, when you're expressing yourself unhindered, when you're not thinking I'm a badass or I'm going to do this and I'm great, where it's a happening. And there's no desire to win. There's no desire to be defeated. There is no thought. There's just a being, and just a total being. And that's what I mean. Like it really shows you something about your true self more than any type of psychedelic, because the psychedelic is like I eat it and now I'm experiencing something. Right. This is not I'm experiencing anything anymore. I feel the pain that I'm delivering to my opponent, and the pain that is being delivered to me at the same time.
Yeah,
and
you're much more active participant in it. Right. It's amazing to think that all of this is happening while you're out there fighting, and to think that there's just dudes screaming knees. Like when inside your brain, all this interesting stuff is happening.
Well, what's happening is that this is always happening. The thing he's describing is happening to us right now. It's just that he's trying to get to a place where he's actually experiencing it rather than being distracted by all the separate, the images and the stimuli or whatever.
Yeah. We separate things for physical survival. For our physical bodies to survive in this world. That's why we need to keep things separated and understand if this is a threat coming towards us in our body and into our experience as a consciousness. But at that moment, it doesn't even matter. There's like a moment where I remember I got cut in the head and blood was pouring out of me. I just broke my hand, and it's not that I didn't care, but I just know that it wasn't happening to me.
Okay.
Like when I was bleeding, I was also the blood dropping onto the canvas and drying up on the floor, and then it was just like an acceptance of being my true self, which was everything at the moment. And when I was able to do that, it's not that I didn't feel the pain. It's just I knew that my body was the only one feeling the pain and the only one bleeding, and I was able to kind of like manipulate the entire structure rather than just my body. It's like
that's intense.
I guess if you're like if it was a fabric, you can choose to be just a hand pushing through the fabric, or you could be the person at the end of the sheet just manipulate the entire thing. For instance, like a wave is not something that the wave is doing. It's something that the entirety of the ocean has accumulated and is doing. Right? So every single wave, every crest of the wave, we observe it as a singular wave. Right. But the entire ocean connected, all the oceans together, is doing that one wave.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's when you realize you're the ocean, then you can manipulate the waves more so rather than just I'm just a wave, so I'm going to surf it. No, like I'm surfing the ocean. I'm not surfing the wave.
Well, the waves in my hair here. A lot of people they like to get caught up in just the shine and the feel and the touch of it, but in reality, there's a whole being here, and then there's also down here, Carayo, there's a lot going on.
And me, I think that took me to Jane's Addiction, Ocean Size. Wish I was Ocean Size. Nothing moves you, man. Like it's that whole.
I'll give you something from the ocean, Karyn Bryant. I'll give you a sea cucumber, Carayo.
Oh my God! You know what, Alex? I'm gonna say thank you. And you gave me a lot. Like, I'm gonna have to go back and like listen to a lot of this because, like I was saying, I really, I think a lot about that. And this, I do know Rashad, like, because I feel like you guys are like, you should know each other. Like, you and Rashad could really bond on some spiritual planes because the conversations I've had with him over the course of the last few years, like, we talk about a lot of the same stuff that we were just talking about. And it's really, really
But
interesting.
either that or they're gonna hate each other. A lot of time when someone try to hook me up with somebody that act like me, I'm like, get this fucking guy out of here. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, you just like him. You're gonna love each other. It's like, get the. I don't need this fucking guy.
Well, no,
they're gonna be like dark wizards against each other, like Big Trouble in Little China. Got on you. It's gonna be like Egg Shen versus fucking.
I've spoken to Rashad before, and like I think he's a cool dude. I get along as well. So
he's a dreadlock Bumbaras. He's a dreadlocks. He's a no. He have the evil dark energy. Got on you. We have the light skinned energy.
Wow.
But now let me tell you. Okay, so before we're not gonna. Listen, he already listen. We let him talk about a lot of interesting stuff, and now he's got to answer some other questions and stuff. No, but we're gonna talk about. Listen, first of all,
Marshall Big starts giving you a shout out for your sea cucumber joke.
Listen, the sea cucumber jokes is connected. Sea cucumber is connected to your Uncle Hanash. Okay, we wanted the same, cara.
Slimy.
Mas no, the size is more the same. It's the same as that one. But also, and also it's the salt aspect, the sodium, the sodium content. No, but listen, listen, your mind is in the gutter, Karyn Bryant. So what was I fucking gonna say? Oh, about Bruce Leroy, okay? Look at this fucking Bruce Leroy. So okay, I know you. Oh God, once you start snorting. So Bruce Leroy, the character. Okay, so did you? Were you a fan of the movie, or did people who is a fan of the movie say you remind them of Bruce Leroy?
Yeah, people that were a fan of the movie, my managers mainly. They gave me the name Bruce Leroy. So, you know, you look like a guy from The Last Dragon. I never actually seen the movie at the time. And then I watched the movie afterwards. And it was a good movie. I like the movie. I like 80s movies.
But you can see that.
Right? I used to train with him at Crunch.
I actually met him in New York. We actually trained with each other for a little bit and hung out. And I stayed in his penthouse, you know, for a few days and stuff.
Okay.
Cool.
That must have been cool.
Yeah.
Funny enough, my dad was his first karate teacher. My dad and his dad used to hunt together in the streets and stuff like that. His dad is like a chuff fucking Italian street guy. And his mom is a big black lady who looked like Patti LaBelle or something like that, you know. But in any case, enough about that. But it's true. It's like even in the midst of those street fights and stuff, the backyard shit that you was doing, you can see you trying to talk to amidst all these people like, yeah, nigga, wait, blah blah, you know, talking all that shit, and you like technique and balance and blah blah blah. And in his mind, I can imagine that people was like, oh god, this guy is a fucking Bruce Leroy, you know. Was there ever a show enough in your life who was like, nigga, please, or whatever, you know what I mean, when you was talking that stuff?
I guess my brother would be the show enough in my life, you know, like it was always like that competition, like always challenging me in those type of ways. Like it was always like we were only 1 year apart, and so it was a lot of like.
But he was big, like the heel show enough.
Yeah, he was.
The Shogun of Harlem.
He was big, very strong, you know, and so like it was always like that very. It wasn't a healthy competitive nature about it.
Oh no! Listen, older brothers is the worst. They like show enough. They like when I say who's the master, you say show.
It was like a constant struggle to try and make me submit, and I was always like never wanting to quit and never wanting to give in.
Did he put you afro into the fucking water like that one, where you figure out that you're the Haley the master or whatever? You remember that part?
One time he put like, you ever like seen those glue rat traps?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He stuck one on my hair one time, man.
Ain't that
my fucking afro?
What a dirty hot motherfucker that one.
Well,
what's his name? That one. What's his name? Your other brother, Cara.
Jose.
Oh, Jose. They sound like that kind of guy too. Jose.
Angie Hill dressed up as Sho'nuff for Halloween a couple
Oh,
times.
that was a good one.
And she made a great Sho'nuff. Yeah,
That was a good one. In fact, years ago, I used to have a show called the Renato Laranja Show, and in the beginning, we used to do movie parodies. You know,
Yeah.
Like I did Hitch with me playing De Niro, and Kenny Florian was play Al Pacino, and we even did Brokeback Mountain. You know that one?
Great one.
Yeah.
I did that with me and Josh Barnett. Okay, you can imagine how heartwarming that was. That was
Right.
shiver you chimbers if you watch that one. But I was always milling around in my mind of doing me playing Sho'nuff and you doing it Bruce Lee Hoy or whatever.
Okay.
So God willing, or Buddha or whoever, one day we're gonna get to that and to find the glow. You know, to
That would
find
be
which,
great.
yeah.
Well, I'm always down.
And speaking of this, like those kind of movie and stuff. Now I know you like Bruce Lee, but did you also watch a lot of the old other kung fu stuffs? You know, with like the
yeah.
gentleman that did this kind of shit here, Master Killer.
Master Killer. Yeah,
You know
yeah,
that.
The 36 Chambers of Shaolin.
Yeah.
the destruction of the Shaolin Temple. I watched the I forgot what it was. The old Pai Mei flicks, the old Drunken Master flicks when before Jackie Chan. Before
Yeah.
he did it, and yeah, I love all those old school Chinese flicks.
Those
My
are
dad
my
showed me a
favorite.
lot.
Your dad showed you that once?
Well, he showed me. Yeah, he showed me that like because it started happening. Like I got bullied when I was 6 years old. When I was in school. And then like he didn't want that to happen again, so he started showing me a whole bunch of like martial art flicks and like
I
gotta
love
fight
this.
back next time it happens, and then I did, and then I never stopped fighting since.
Nice.
Wow. I mean that's a bonding thing. My dad used to took me to the Chinatown and watch those old movies and stuff. Like we'd see like three of those fucking movies and there'd be like only Chinese people in there and a couple brothers is smoking weed and stuff.
Yeah,
And they would be like fucking hats hunting around on the fucking floor and stuff. I mean the grimy
Yeah.
joints. But I used to love these fucking movies and just as the characters they have in that one, like on Netflix, they have the same movies and shit, but they subtitled because they're trying to keep it classy.
Yeah.
But you lose a lot when you don't have that dubbing, you know. I
The
need that,
dubbing,
you know.
it's all about the
Those
bad dubbing.
sniveling voices, it's like I love that stuff. You know, like when the guy don't know shit yet, he's master, teach me, Johnny's
It's
don't
always
want to
the
learn.
sounding like wussiest dude.
Yeah, master, teach me, Johnny's boxing.
But I feel like without that overacting, like I feel like honestly, we're all actors on the stage of life, and we got to
For
embrace
sure.
our characters. We really got to embrace our characters, and when we don't, we become this blob of mundane mediocrity, and then we're just all trying to just live without stepping on anybody's toes or anything like that with
Yeah.
our characters. Like if we're too much of a character, we're gonna put somebody off. It
I
reminds me
just
of the
had
time
that conversation.
yeah. It reminds me of the time when I was like in Canada and I'm being who I am, and some guy
Yeah.
was like, waited till I left, and then he asked my friend that was there, he's like, man, is he really like that? Is he really like that? Or is he putting on a show? And I'm like, why would I be putting on a show? I mean, I feel like we all can be 100% of ourselves, and it would be a character, but we're afraid to do that because we're afraid to be made fun of or
Of course.
characterized into something that we don't want to be looked at, and then it's not the societal consensus. So we're like, oh no, let me not be that. Let me just be mediocre, so I make everybody around me feel comfortable.
Right. I do that. Oh, believe me.
I feel like that's everybody's
Preach, Alex, preach.
I feel like that's everybody's biggest problem when they if they see someone romantically that they like. If you see someone that's just you type or whatever, you're gonna be most afraid to be yourself because you think you gotta cook up some shit that they're gonna accept,
they're
and
gonna
that's why you lose
Meanwhile, you
in
don't
that
even
situation.
know that person anyway.
Exact. But you try to give them something that's lukewarm because you don't want them to. Oh, maybe they don't like it spicy. Maybe they don't like it mild.
Kind of like in fighting, is like everybody tries to put on this very brave and very like confident face. When like
Yeah.
honestly, I don't know how you can feel brave and confident. Like it's scary.
You're going into
Yeah.
scary as shit. Like like when I'm walking out, like I have tears coming out of my eyes. I'm super excited and I'm like ready to go. And I'm like kind of like shaking. And then like I want to hug I'm like, oh, this might be the last time. This might be the last time. All right.
Yeah.
All right. And like I'm very elated. And it's not a bad feeling. It's just I like this is what I'm really feeling. And why stop any of that?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of
Yeah.
love that goes building up towards the fight. And I was talking with Ashley Evans about this.
Yes.
And like, oh, I feel like I got to get into a mood before I get into a fight. And but that anger and that anxiety and that persona never got you to the fight. You love to do this, so why not bring all the love, all the fear, and all those emotions to the fight? It's a bigger wave to ride than just switching up your persona. So now I got to be this person to fight. When you're really this person to fight, and like just say, just okay, I'm here, I'm having fun, I really love this. When I'm sparring, I'm never in a bad mood. So why am I going to be a bad mood while I'm fighting?
Right.
It's much of a switch, and then I'm not used to being that bad person in a fight, so I'm not going to perform well as being that bad person in a fight. I'm going to perform well being more like, hey, I'm kind of curious, also scared, but at the same time happy, and that mix of emotion is what I'm going to bring there because that's who I am at the moment.
Listen, that's any art you can talk about. That's
Yeah.
at its highest level is when you have that same thing you're talking about, you know. And I know a lot of people in the world of acting, you know, these people is the most colorful, hilarious people and having fun or whatever. And then as soon as the you know, okay, you know, quiet on the set, action, then all of a sudden it's time to not have fun.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna leave all the fun. No, we gotta get serious here.
Right.
And it's like no.
It's all
Don't
a
cut
different
that
kind of
part.
energy. You got to bring it there. There's fights where I went
Yeah.
in there where like I'm not having a good day, where I'm depressed.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, oh my god, this is like really eating me up inside. But if I don't bring that in there, then like I'm trying to like push it down, and then it takes more energy to push that down and then fight. No, if I'm depressed, I'm gonna fight depressed. I'm gonna fight wholeheartedly. You know, I'm gonna pour my heart out there. Like you're gonna see my emotions there because that's what I'm bringing at the moment. And to hold it back takes more energy than to actually let it go. And it feels better afterwards. It feels better afterwards.
Of course, because you when you express yourself, it's cathartic. You know, no matter whether it's tears or laughter or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what makes me relatable to people. Everybody's like, oh, like he's so very easily to be approached, is because like I'm not trying to hide. I'm not trying to hide. I spent a lot of time hiding. I spent a lot of time biting my tongue, being shy, and all this stuff. And that's fine and dandy. I know it makes you vulnerable to be more expressive, but be vulnerable anyway.
Well, I like that. And you're giving me a lot of life lessons, Alex. You're actually talking about a lot of things that I've been saying to myself lately and a lot of that. So I appreciate that. I just want to acknowledge we have Tannhauser, 10 pounds, big up everyone inside. Love from London. So thank you so much, Tannhauser. And there was another one here as well from Tannhauser. Uncle Hanach, a country song I think you like is Carter Family from Little Black Train. I don't know if you know.
Little African American Train.
Little African American Train.
God,
oh my goodness. And I saw that there was, I want to make sure. Oh,
don't be too happy over there. You ain't getting not $1 of that money, Bruce Lee.
Cruz Vanderwark. I'm sorry it took me so long to get to this Cruz Vanderwark. If hopefully you're still watching, thank you for all the great content, KB and Renato. Thank you, Cruz. And yeah, I just think, Alex, like, you know, that's the thing is everybody knows. And I even said it in one of the things I was talking about having you on. I was like, he's one of the most unique dudes in the UFC. And I think that's what is great about you, is that you are authentic, you are yourself. And I'm happy that you seem to be sort of out and about and more outspoken about it now, because like I feel like for a long time you were fighting and you were just kind of quiet and we didn't really hear from you as much. And I think that, you know, people want to know more about you. You're number 15.
They sure do.
Like the featherweight division is amazing and you're doing great things and you have all kinds of other cool stuff going on. So I just, for me as like, you know, somebody on my side of the equation here in the MMA business, I would love to just hear from you more. I think you have, you know, a lot to offer people.
No, thank you very much. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess like I've always been a quiet kid and always been shy. I never really was. I mean, growing up, especially like in a big city like Miami, it's very hard to feel comfortable with what's inside of you, especially when the norm over there is like everything, like, I don't know, like I guess it's so, how can you call that, mainstream?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
Well, they
everybody.
want you to listen to Miami Sound Machine, Gloria Estefan. All your friends was listening to
Bad
Gloria
Bunny these
Estefan.
days, buddy.
Listen, I know the kids, they like to hear Gloria Estefan. But anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, something like that, and it was so like I know what I was about and everything that I was about, but at the same time, it was very hard to express because, like you said, it's very hard to fathom that no one's gonna like the real me. You know, it's very hard to really show the real me and be expressive. And every time I did, like, it wasn't necessarily accepted. So that's why, like, I used to fit in with like the punks and the losers of scene and stuff
Mm.
like that. I never had like I was never in the popular crowd or anything like that. So um, like I never really found the way to express myself or found the right platform to express myself where I was gonna feel accepted until I started saying, well, who cares if they fucking accept me or not? Let me just be myself because at least I'm gonna be happy or sad, but I'm gonna feel it to the fullest, and I want this experience out of life. I don't want to pass it up and just look back and say, well, what if I tried? Or what if I just really opened my mouth and asked for what I wanted, even if I didn't get it? At least I tried. And honestly, trying feels a lot better than winning sometimes. Just knowing that you had the gall, to actually go for it and just try it. And even if you fail, I don't know. I guess I can relate it to like a little bit like rock climbing. I used to do like some rock climbing back in the day, and it's like you're thinking like, can I make this? But at that moment, it's like fuck the thought about can I make it or not. Just go for it. And if you fail, that you can always try again. And
Hmm.
if you're a Buddhist, then even if
As
you
long
die,
as you're not a free
you're
climber.
gonna try again.
Oh, a free climber? Yeah, that's it for you.
You
You
can't
ain't
try
try.
again,
But
Alex.
then, even what he's saying, even if you're a free climber, you can try again in Buddhism. You're gonna came back.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whether
That's
you
just
remember
true.
it or
It's
not.
true.
I think somehow you remember shit. That's the only reason why I think about that. When I was a little kid, they like if someone say like, let's say someone says India to you, it's like before you even learned about India, you might have a idea of like,
What it looks like.
and you're like, where the
Right.
fuck you getting that from? You know what I mean? Like there's certain stuffs where you feel like, wait a second, wait a second. You
Or I
know,
mean,
like
we have dreams of places that we never been to, people
for
Yeah.
we never
sure.
seen, and
Yeah,
uh, I think we're more finely connected than we could ever imagine. I
yeah.
think we're experiencing every single moment of life that has ever happened, that will ever happen, that is happening now, all at the same time. It's just we're so hyper focused in our ego, and we're like, okay, I'm this person at the moment, but in reality, we're experiencing it all at the same time. Every
Hmm.
time we breathe and we speak, we are interacting with every single molecule around us, and it's creating a waveform all across the globe and universe and right back to us. And if we shut off our brain for a second about thinking of ourselves, and maybe we can just see it for a split second and be like, holy crap, maybe I am everything at once. And it's
Not everything everywhere all at once. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, hopefully tonight we put out some positivity into the world, or at least, gave some people some things to think about. But I love the fact, Alex, that we were able to connect with you tonight. And it's been really great. Like I said, I mean, like we saw on the video, I've met you a really long time ago. And it's just been really exciting for me anyway, to be able to watch your career grow. And I feel like, it almost feels like you're just now coming into your own, which is wild because you've already been in the UFC a long time. But I feel like now it's like you're really starting to put everything together and getting these great wins. So I'm sorry that you can't fight it at San Antonio, but I'm glad you said it probably shouldn't keep you out for too long, huh?
yeah, I should be healing up. I would say I think I can be ready for late April or May.
Cool.
Like it shouldn't be a problem if they find a booking there. I'll be down to do that. I'm healing up pretty fast. I'm very into active recovery. So even though I do have an injury, I don't stop training. I find
Yeah.
a way to train, and I feel like the movement and the consistency helps me get better faster.
Cool.
Nigga, please.
All right, Renato, let's let it
No,
go.
okay.
But
Okay, my
Alex,
brother.
thank you so much. Where can people find you on the social media?
I'm only on Instagram at the moment. I am here now, Alex. They can find me there. I do have a gym that I opened up. You can also find me on that page. It's called Zen Ronin. I opened up with my high school friend, the one who introduced me to mixed martial arts. His name is Enrico
Nice.
Coco.
Oh, caralho. Wow, that's a hell of a name. That sounds like a H&B artist, caralho.
Gabriel Coco.
Enrico Coco.
And Hiko.
Enrico Coco.
And Hiko Coco. Wow, wow. What a name. Where is this the Honin? What do you call it? What's the name of the school?
Zen Ronin.
Where is the Zen Honin located so the people can find that?
It is in Miami. It's in Kendall, Miami. I believe the crossroads are 124th and 88th Street, so it's on a major street.
That sounds dangerous, whatever it is. Anything above
Martin
100.
Luther King Boulevard.
No, it's actually it's in the suburbs, man.
Oh, okay. Thank God, Paul. We don't want to experience that shit.
Barnes and Nobles, you know.
Oh, thank God. And a Starbucks. Oh,
right.
Yeah.
There's
Mind
a
you, for
Starbucks
the
in there
kids.
as well. Yeah.
You're going to be experiencing white people at the same time. All the white people is experience that one at the same time.
Oh,
And as one, kind of.
Oh God.
Okay.
But thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, and hopefully, hopefully late April or May we actually do get to see you back in action. But yeah, it's just been great having you on, and thank you for giving us a lot to think about.
Listen,
thank you very much for having me.
It was unexpected. You know, I was thinking I was gonna get into the intricacies and the minutia about old fucking kung fu movies and stuff, but we actually ended up having a a meaningful conversation that's beyond that. And I think even though it's a departure from some of the stuffs we do on the show, I can just feel the fucking people. I bet you this thing helped a lot of people. It's gonna help. The stuff that you said, I think is gonna sink in with people in a way that maybe they never heard some of that stuff before.
Agreed. And even here, Life and Logic with a donation saying another great interview, Karyn and Renato. Thanks. So yeah, you're 100% right. It's definitely
it was more me that stimulated that one.
Anything I can do is just help people, or maybe not just help people. Honestly, when I talk, it helps me. It helps me understand better. It's like I'm talking to myself, and I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh, I'm trying to help people or anything like that. I'm gonna be honest. It's not. I don't have an intention. I just honestly put fancy words together and make them sound nice.
But sometimes you end up figuring some stuff out about yourself as you're like, wow, I just figured something out. I love it.
Well, I mean,
Karyn is flap her gums so much she's probably figured out a whole lot of stuff that's gonna help herself. So don't worry about that with her, caralho. Okay, my brother. Well, Buddha's name be praised. Oh, caralho. Okay.
Thank you, Alex. We'll see you soon. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Master. Oh, thank you, Master.
See you later. Bye.
Ciao.
I mean,
it's an interesting young man.
He's such an interesting cat, and literally a lot of the stuff he was talking about is stuff that I've been thinking about and working on, and it's cool. And in fact, that reinforces the whole thing. It just shows how we are all connected, because literally some of the things we just talked about are same conversation I was having earlier in the day or in the last 24 hours. It's cool.
I tell you what, a lot of the stuffs I've been through, all of the fucking trials and tribulations that I've been through in my life have made me to have to investigate. Listen, I wanted to always just party, have fun, be chased by women, all that kind of stuff. Okay. But a lot of life sometimes won't let you just enjoy. So
you gotta grow up and
but it also make you, when the heavy duty stuffs happen, like the tragic stuffs or the stuffs that challenge you and you feel like you're on the precipice. That's when I've had to investigate the stuff that he's talking about. Okay, not because I wanted.
I'm there now.
Of course, you're at the end of your hope.
Right.
But hold on. So
a couple of toes. Right.
Yeah. So the stuff that he's talking about is stuff that I've had to investigate and have to kind of use to be able to even survive, to be able to make it through this fucking journey that we're talking about here. But it's always interesting to, first of all, to hear it from his perspective, and then also to be reminded of some of the stuff. Let's put it, it's like working out or whatever. if you don't practice that stuff and be conscious of it and try to implement that shit, you're gonna lose. You're gonna be just as distracted and just as
It's a muscle
fucked
and a
up.
skill. You got to use
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So he was reminding me a lot of stuff, and the way there was a couple of ways that he packaged certain stuff, that he put things that was very easy to visualize and stuff, and I appreciated that
For sure.
more than I would have imagined. That I didn't know that we were gonna get into that kind of stuff
I love
tonight,
it. I'm glad.
and
we did.
I appreciated that a lot. It's one thing to understand this shit intellectually, because I bet a lot of people, some people is gonna be lost on some people,
Your eye is watering.
but I think because you're crying, you're
I'm not- it's
emotional.
just weird. All day it's been watering.
Well, because you realize you've been separating yourself from me, and you wanted to get intertwined with that one, and now all that stuff is trapped in your body and also in your vagina. So now the emotion is linked to your vagina.
Tonight is the night of the bad segues, but I actually do need to go to the ladies' room, and I don't want to go from a conversation about my.
Well,
But
listen, listen. But I want to say, wait, what the fuck was I saying? So what the fuck was I? Just
no,
go to
but
the
we were
bathroom.
talking. No, it's honestly the way that Alex had said some things. It does make you think about some things a little bit differently, and also like younger kids, like they think about stuff a little bit differently too. Like his life experiences are. I feel like he and you do have a lot in common, though. Actually,
There's a lot of when he was saying that, and I didn't want it to keep making it about myself. But there's
No,
a
but I
lot of
think you do.
there's a lot of similarity there. I can relate to a lot of stuff he was talking about, but you can understand this shit intellectually all you want, and so a lot of the stuff that he was saying, let's say I've heard these things or had these things in a book before, but the trick is, can you really live them? And when the going, like when he's saying, when the going really get tough, when you're being smacked in the face by the darkness and the adversity and stuff, to really without practice, almost like with martial arts, you could read a book about boxing. Okay, you could hit every fucking technique hidden by Muhammad Ali, fucking Jack Johnson, whoever the fuck you want. But until you actually train every fucking day and train those combos and train the feet work and all that kind of stuff, then it's just an intellectual exercise. And if someone was to attack you, you can't fight them. But the stuff that he's talking about, if you don't practice that every day, you're never going to be able to see adversity that way that he's talking about. So it's a challenge. It's not so easy to really live that, to walk that path that he's talking about.
It's
but
true.
you can try.
It's true. I'm gonna walk in the other room for a second. Can you entertain the masses?
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think?
No, here, I'll give you a topic of discussion because
I don't know that I need a topics of discussion.
No. Well, but Tannhauser is saying, not gonna lie, I always loved Bruce Leroy just for the name. I didn't think he would be this cool.
Yeah, he really is the real life Bruce Leroy.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. Okay,
yes,
go ahead.
BRB.
Well, you said the Bible is the best. Okay. Wow, I guess you guys is really missing the fucking point. Boy, we got a lot to work on. The comment is Angela Bassett got hobbed. How good are you? I guess there is no fucking hope. The fabrics of the octagon is very tough. It's like a canvas. You guys don't even want to talk about this stuff. You just want to talk about Kamaru versus hockey. What else we got here? The chakra of the octagon. I don't know. There's a lot of chakra in there. Give me something. Ask me a fucking question. You could ask anything. And you're asking about Kamaru Usman and Hockey Balboa. $705 Gung Fu indeed. Favorite Steely Dan song. You know what? I like FM. Uh, from the soundtrack of this movie FM. It's a song they did for our soundtrack. It's called FM. If you don't know that one, check that one. Can I still do brick chop? I haven't did it in a long time. Boy, that might be one. I had to actually practice that one. Marilyn Manson or Dolly Parton or Dolly Parton, 100%. Dolly, young Dolly Parton. There's not much. You don't get much better than that one, Karyn. I don't really have a favorite movie, but when people ask me that, I usually say Hedging Bull because they just have everything you could want in a movie or everything I could want in a character. If I was to play one, it would be probably the most incredible thing.
What I missed?
None of your business, Karyn. This is a wait. Let's see. What's you? I mean, Enter the Dragon is a great martial arts movie, but there's a whole lot of them out there. I don't know. Wait. Oh yeah.
You're talking movies.
Well, there's everything. People's talking about Dolly
Did
Parton.
somebody ask you how your jaw was doing?
A couple
D&D
of that, and then there's stuffs about Dolly Parton's breasts, about my favorite movie.
Dolly Parton with the heavies. Yeah, Sean Mulholland. Yeah, she does.
Oh, I
have
love
one.
it. Big Trouble in Little China. It's all in the reflexes. Jack Burke.
Hey, here's the thing from Beetle Jesse saying, do you like Van Damme's dance scene in Bloodsport?
No,
So,
that's
of course.
That's not from Bloodsport. First of all,
No, it's from, it's with the baggy the pleated
it's
pants.
from Kickboxer.
Is it? Because I actually have some stuff from Bloodsport. I actually interviewed Frank Dukes, and I'm going to put that out on like Insta and YouTube at some point. But yeah, there's that dance scene from
It's
him.
not in Bloodsport. It's in Kickboxer. It's when his sensei is set him up. He get him all fucked up at like the half chai bar because he knows that the guys is gonna try to fight him for dancing with the ladies and stuff. And then he fucks up these dudes or whatever, and he's playing maybe one of. It's a very broad drunk performance, you know.
I remember,
goes,
isn't he wearing like a
"Shudoshi."
red tank top and like
No, he's
khaki
wearing
pants?
a blacky tank top, like a very feminine, almost like a very revealing black tank top with your white
Right.
pants, with
Oh,
tight
yeah,
white
I
pants.
remember the light pants.
Yeah, and
No,
then he
they're
go like this,
cute.
Shudoshi, why those guys, they tried to hurt me. And then those guys, and then the funny thing is he's all drunk like this, like playing this kind of drunk, and then as soon as like a guy come near him, he go like, "Hey!" and do like a perfect sidekick and fuck the guy up, and then
Right.
go, "Hey!" you know, like, oh god,
But I'm team JCVD. Like, I
no,
don't care.
listen,
Like,
are you kidding me?
I'll take him with extra cheese. Like, I'm
Oh,
down
that's
for
part of the
all
charm.
this. Like, yeah.
That's part of the charm. I'm a big fucking. I seen all those fucking movies in the theater.
He's awesome.
Let me tell you, yeah, he's fantastic.
Right.
I love all that.
What I love about it too is that that like, because a bunch of people didn't he remake a movie recently or one of the movies he did, but like I remember like Rafael Cordero and Verdum and like maybe even
he
like,
hangs out with all these guys,
were all
yeah.
in the movie, and I remember all of them were just like, oh my god, here I am with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Like even everybody who's a badass fighter
Of
is
course.
like, here I
It's
am with
like-
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Listen, it's like boxers love to hang out with Sylvester Stallone. I mean, it's not because he's the greatest boxer that ever lived. You know, he's just like an iconic fucking movie boxing guy. You know, the most of all time. You know.
Love it. Okay, hey, I want to get to some stuff. Oh my god.
What were we
There's a lot
talking about before? And then we said we're gonna get back to that.
Oh, well, we were talking about But we were talking about Deliverance and Burt Reynolds being a good actor. But I think more importantly, we need to talk about how good Merab Dvalishvili is.
Holy shit.
Bro.
Listen. I knew he was going to do good. I didn't know he was going to wipe him out. I didn't know it was going to be like a wipeout. I saw him I saw him winning, to be honest. I just didn't see it being in this fashion.
Blew him away.
I
did not expect that. Same thing. I expected Merab to do very well. I expected it to be a highly competitive fight. Didn't expect him to school him like that.
Complete fucking wipeout. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
He was an animal in there.
For sure.
And what I think is very nice about watching him too is that, of course, he's doing all the checkdowns and stuff. And people who don't like that, well, too bad. But what I like is that he's willing to scrap. He's willing to throw. He was willing to exchange leg kicks. He was willing to throw punch. I mean, even to the very end, when a lot of people would be backpedaling, and coasting, this fucking guy was getting in the pocket and trying to swing. And
which was Jan's best chance of winning.
Exactly. Which is why this is the kind of people. Look, when you watch that guy, you go, "This is a fighter. This is not just an athlete, a pro athlete, or whatever. This is what he's a fighter." You know.
100%.
I couldn't say enough about this performance of this guy.
Same thing. He is, the definition of that is one of the most perfect nicknames ever. The Machine. That is 100% what he is. And I would say the way he does his takedowns, you have to be a fan of it. You can't complain about that. They're exciting. They're explosive. He mixes them up. He's aggressive with them. He does something if he gets you.
He uses them almost like a jab. I mean, he throws out so many of them. They become a tool to just hide other shit too, because he's just and I love that he just don't let you have it. It must be like a fucking nightmare. It must be like having a dream where the other guy is moving fast and you're moving slow, and you got no energy and he's killing you.
Right. And the fact, like you said, the fact that he's able to use a takedown or at least a feint like that as a jab, like you literally don't know where it's coming from with him, because like you said, he's also totally willing to stand in the pocket.
I love it. I loved every minute of it. I loved I was rooting for him, so that helped. I'm sure if I was a Yan fan, not that I'm not a Yan fan, but I'm not like a Yan super fan or something. You know, I wasn't. I was rooting for nothing against him. I was rooting for Merab. You know, but caralho, it was. I don't think everybody was surprised by how, because, and that's a testament to Yan. The guy's a stud. He's a beast, and he looked like he was lost in there, caralho.
Oh, dude, I was just gonna say, Life and Logic saying Yan looked lost in the fight.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
He looked like his worst fucking nightmare came true. And I know that feeling, like when you had an idea of how something's gonna be, and you're in the midst of it, and you go, "Oh my God, this is not how I saw this shit."
I don't think so. Omega, check Merab. I don't think he's
silly.
on steroids. That's not cool.
It would be one thing if you never. He's like that every fucking fight. I mean, he just goes.
Mm-hmm.
And steroid can't make you do these things that he was doing.
And he's always been like that.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Yeah. I think.
Or is he saying that he's blood doping, like he have more oxygen than everybody else? I don't know. Whatever. Listen, fine. I'm sure. You know what? I'm sure they are checking him too. By the way, you know.
By the way, yeah, I'm sure he's getting tested.
Check everybody. You know.
Okay. So, was there anything else from Saturday you want to talk about? Because I didn't see everything. I have footage from all the main card fights. I
saw a bunch. Wait, he mind me.
Krylov beat Span.
Yeah. He slipped on a banana peel in that one.
Wait, here, let me see what happened, because that was a sub, right? Here, Mr. Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah. If I remember correct, it was like he made a mistake, and it was just because he was doing fine, but then it was like, I can't remember, but he made a big mistake.
I don't know if I don't think he turned into a choke.
No, I just can't him. No, not like that. It was like an opportunity a hose for Krylov. Hold on. Let me see. Oh wait, but they don't show the finish on these, no?
No, they won't show the finish, but
I can't remember how it occurred. Yeah, I can't remember, but I just remember thinking, "Oh, you done fucked up."
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
it happens to the best of them. I mean, look what happened to what's her name? Fuck. I wanted
Molly?
to say Sharapova for some reason because of the Chinese chick. Well, we
Oh,
know who I'm talking.
Valentina
Yeah, Valentina.
Shevchenko.
Yeah,
Shevchenko.
Shevchenko. Or
Shevchenko.
Chav,
Shevchenko.
Chavenko.
Shevchenko. Shevchenko. Shev.
Valentina.
Valentina.
So now she did the spinning thing, and sometimes that works out great for her, and then sometimes
Sometimes you're jail.
And sometimes it just don't work out.
Sorry. I just totally made the grimace emoji.
Ooh, God.
Poor jail. I love jail.
Yeah, I mean, but sometimes these things gonna happen, and that's why that's why the fight lasts.
I love Anderson though, so it's not like at the time I was rooting for Anderson. I didn't know Chael then, but now I know Chael and I love him.
Yeah.
So
listen, he did the best anybody did up to that point, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay. So anyway, I want to ask you about then. I want to show you something rather. And that is, and this is interesting. I want to get your take because I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Cheaty's Choice. Today, the Fistivities Bearded Dragon mascot is choosing the UFC 286 main event between the champ, Leon Edwards, and the former champ, Kamaru Usman. So, we take Cheaty, we put him down in front of 2 piles of arugula, but first, we take these names, and we randomize it. Not gonna lie, folks, sometimes this is the hardest part, doing this with just one hand and with the other. Okay, so, we've got these down here, don't know which one is which, and we put Cheaty down, and here he comes to make his choice. Oh, he went to the left today. This is interesting. Those who watch Cheaty a lot know that he often, if not usually, goes to the right. Oh, he went to that one too.
The fuck is happening here?
He picked Leon Edwards. Then he went over to Kamaru's pile. So I'm going to say Edwards.
Does that mean a majority draw?
But if we have a draw, you heard it here first.
Dude.
We shall see. We shall see.
Should I put everything?
Something wonky might happen on Saturday. Is all I'm
Should
saying.
I bet the house on a draw?
I don't know. Look, Cheaty lost the last couple. I'm not going to lie, but his record is still very much a winning record.
I told you he got fat.
He started to maybe feel his oats a little.
He did. He got complacent.
The last couple he has faltered a little, but I think Kamaru wins, but then
the smart
that
money
he went for the second pile made me think a draw actually sounds feasible. Because
what about a no contest? That would be the worst.
Right, that would suck. But like Kamaru was clearly winning that fight. He was definitely winning that fight before, and so it's like conventional wisdom would have you believe that Kamaru's just going to win again.
Sure.
And
look,
he won 4 rounds in 4 minutes of the fight,
of course,
right? Or whatever.
He's gonna be favored. I mean, no matter what.
He is favored, yeah, like a minus 250 or something like that.
I mean.
But what if Leon is the guy that just has his number? You know how that happens, right?
That happens, look. I'm gonna say that Usman has more tools to beat Leon,
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that of course the smart money is gonna be, on Usman. Also, he would be very focused, not coasting, but then who knows? Maybe he get too aggressive and get caught, I don't know. I don't know what this is gonna do to his mentality, I know he's gonna be locked in. I know that much, but is he gonna be upset by all the, did you see that in Edwards' gym they have like they have like a thing that says like protect yourself at all times, and it has him like kicking him in the head, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe those things is gonna be gonna get you know, Usman out of himself and make mistakes. I don't know how it's gonna. We don't know.
I agree with you, Spiker 21. I too wish Leon's nickname was the Professional.
That would be not too shabby.
Dude, that's one of my favorite movies. I
It's a great
love
movie.
that movie so. Jean Reno is amazing in that movie. But yeah, I agree. So what you were just saying there, the thing about it is though, sorry, and there goes the cuckoo clock again.
Always soothing to hear.
So here's Leon, who will have home field advantage, and
Which is nice.
Is the current champion now, and who does now have 4 rounds and 4 minutes of real-time experience
Of
with
data.
the champion.
Yeah.
So he knows what to prepare for. So now his camp the second time then, was so specialized because he obviously now knows what to prepare for.
You know what I'll say about this? Because I feel like it's a tall order. Like, look,
It's hard.
the kind of hassling pedigree that Usman has is very difficult to. I feel like, you know, Leon could train hassling only for the next 5 years, and still it'd be hard to get to the level of Usman's hassling. You know.
Agreed.
In my estimation, and I'm one man, okay. I feel that a lot of what's gonna happen is gonna be based on Usman more than it's gonna be based on Leon. I feel like either Usman is gonna be laser focused, locked in, and
I think he is.
just incredible, and leave no stone unturned, and just put on like this amazing performance, or he could let what happened to him get in his head, and he could either be gun shy, or he could be a little bit compromised from. Sometimes people get knocked out, their chin is not the same. We don't know.
Well, he's been training with Gaethje, so
But I'm just saying. Yeah, but training with Gaethje probably don't help your chin much either. I bet, you know.
I'm just saying I'm sure he's been tested.
That's not what I'm saying. The more your chin gets chest,
I know what you're saying.
It don't get better.
Tested, the worse it is.
It's not like calluses. That shit is gonna go down.
And I don't know how
down.
often they spar. I'm just saying I know they're training.
Me neither. But so that's another question mark. Who knows? Maybe he's fucked up from that. I don't know. And then another thing is, a lot of times, sometimes you have a hatred for somebody, or you think like you get too emotional, and that fucks up your gas, or you trying to lunge too much with the punch, or you going for way too many knockout punches, the home runs, you know, and that could, who knows if that is his undoing. So I feel like it's more about which Usman gonna show up mentally and physically than it is. I feel like Leon is gonna be in great shape and do what he does, but I think it's more the question mark is how is Usman gonna respond.
And I think it's what is Usman's strategy, and it should be takedown, takedown, takedown.
Yeah, I mean, of course, that's what he have head and shoulders above.
Everybody's going to be mad, but that's what he should do.
Yeah, but who knows what he, you know, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's less about the game plan of Leon, because if Usman want to do the hassling,
mindset says Usman in 3. Beetle, Jesse saying Usman will come back with a vengeance. Usman better wrestle hard in this one. Life and logic. You know. Yeah.
I mean, in the last one, he clearly thought like this guy don't belong in here with me, and I think he just was like feeling himself, and he let himself. He slipped on the proverbial banana peel.
Yeah, at the end of the fight, I mean, he just kind of, I mean, but it was a beautiful shot, like, right? Sometimes you just get caught with like the perfect shot.
Yeah, I'm not taking nothing away from Leon. I mean, he did what he got to do, and it was a beautiful thing, you know.
It was. What do you think? We definitely shall see. What do you think, though? Gaethje is fighting. He's fighting Rafael Fiziev. And so Kamaru and Justin have the opportunity to train with each other and stuff. And if anything, I think people might be questioning Justin's chin more than anybody's, right?
He's an anomaly. I mean,
because all he does is scrap.
This guy,
like, listen, all he is fight of the night.
Yeah, that's what you can expect from him. And win or lose or draw, I'm never worried about. Like, we know that he's gonna be it's like a tornado in there, like a Tasmanian devil in there. No matter what, it's gonna be exciting. That's all I know that's gonna happen. Whether he's gonna get knocked out or he's gonna knock the guy, I have no fucking clue.
Oof.
But boy, is he fun to watch that guy fight. And he's one of those guys that the way he fights, he's so fan friendly. It's not gonna be very friendly to him later in his life. So we better appreciate what he's doing for us, because he put his brain on the line for everybody.
100%. Ooh, gosh. I
appreciate it. I take nothing for granted with this guy. I appreciate the way he gives it for us. He's sacrificing his health for everybody.
Same. No, he is. He's incredible. And what's amazing is everything you saw in that highlight reel was all stand up, and he's actually a great wrestler who had all kinds of records and stuff.
That's another thing.
In Arizona, and he doesn't even barely ever use it. Meanwhile, it's in his back pocket. So, maybe he could exploit that a little bit.
And he finishes people with, we think about him knockout punches. He finishes people with fucking leg kicks. This is another aspect of his game that he have that's so exciting.
But he's going up against Rafael Fiziev,
who is another stud. But, listen, it's going to be... This is going to be let's put it to you this way. This is going to be the hardest chest for Fiziev that he's ever experienced.
Yeah, Mushroom saying they're looking forward to this one, though. Gaethje Fiziev.
Oh, who's not? It's going to be very, very fucking exciting. Another loss for... Okay, Beetlejuice. What do you think? Why you think... How you think he's going to beat Gaethje? I'm not saying he's not, but how you see it happening?
He's a tank. Yeah, I'd be curious what you guys think. Well, this person, Boogeyman, is saying if Fiziev throws the wide looping right hook like he did in Embedded, he's going to get knocked out. He thinks Justin will counter him. But this dude is definitely yoked, and he is, like a little tank. I don't mean little, but
I think when you fight Gaethje, you're fighting someone that it's a one-of-a-kind experience. There's only one him, and you may think based on his body type or what he's good at or whatever. I think that everybody, you're gonna know you was in a battle when you fight that guy. He's just one of these people that is gonna be tough no matter what. Even if you beat the guy.
I agree. I think that it's going to be a very, very, very entertaining scrap.
You gotta finish him. You gotta finish him, and he's proven to be very hard to finish. So he's a person. He's like a zombie. The zombie. You gotta pull a bullet through the brain or whatever. Can't leave him at all. No lifey. That's the only way. You gotta shut him off. That's not an easy thing to do. Is to shut off that guy.
No, I agree. But they've been training at altitude out in Colorado, I believe. So. I don't know. He and Kamaru definitely should be well prepared for this. Okay, so I wanted to ask you: did you watch the Oscars? Did you see that at all? No. Okay.
I didn't. The older I get, the less interest I have in that shit. I used to go crazy for the Oscars. Now I don't give a shit about them.
Yeah, no. I just want to say, I did love Everything Everywhere All at Once. So
I'm happy for those people. I'm happy for them for a lot of reasons. Because also. I know all those actors in that shit from my childhood. You know what I mean?
For sure, like
the fucking Short Hound and the Goonies and Jamie Lee Curtis and fucking all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And this is a lot of people who never got You wouldn't even think of them in the conversation for this kind of shit. And to see them like to achieve that and to feel that way about it, and also for some of them being, the first Asian American or
It's
Asians
awesome.
to win these fucking awards. I love stuff like that when
It's awesome.
people do a first or whatever. So that's great. But I knew I was gonna find out who won anyway without having to watch the fucking thing. So I'm happy for them. I'm happy for me that I was able to do other stuffs instead of watch the Oscar because I wasn't interested in that one.
I had it on. I was doing other stuff, but I loved that movie. So I'm happy for Jamie Lee Curtis. I can't really be mad at her, but I do love Angela Bassett. And it's just that thing that's so tough is because, so many people thought she was going to win. And
for what movie was she going to win?
For Wakanda, for playing.
For a fucking Marvel movie?
No, that movie's actually really good.
Okay. I think, listen.
And she's very dramatic. It's a drama. Like she does, like she is a badass dramatic.
I know she's a badass. She's a great actress. I'm just saying, like, okay, so she didn't win for Wakanda, whatever. She'll be back. Okay.
Achievement Award or something like that. But no. But my point.
Didn't she win? Didn't she win for What's Love Got to Do with It? No. Oh, only Fishburne won. Yeah,
I don't think she won. She's the only Halle Berry's one as far as Black Chick.
No, for here.
And then what's her face won for supporting. It's hard out here for a pimp. What's her face?
True.
She won supporting actress.
The one from fucking Empire or whatever.
Button. She won it for Benjamin Button.
The chick from Empire.
Starts with the T.
Oh, I can't even think of her name. I know who you're talking about.
She's great too. I like her. Anyway, I was just gonna say it was interesting because usually people who lose like pretend and they like clap, and Angela just didn't even bother like pretend and clap. She just was like, "No, I'm
the best version of that." The best version of that I ever saw was it was fucking Samuel L. Jackson for Pulp Fiction or whatever, and he was there, and they said whoever other name, he went, "Damn."
Yeah,
like that. Like he was like, "Shit," like, and it was like he didn't even try to fucking. He was like, "Damn," and I was like, "Oh my god, that's the first time I saw someone not go," because it's awkward. It's awkward when you see that one.
Speaking of authenticity, like we have been all night, like to me that is like that's the real moment because too often, all of us have been in that position of having to fake it and clap for somebody that doesn't deserve something and it really should be yours, and you gotta pretend like you're.
Have you ever met when you're dating somebody? Have you ever like run into their ex or something and like there's like still friends or something and they introduce you? There's like, "Oh, this is so and so," and then you're like, "Oh, God, are you?" And I've had that one. That's one where you gotta pretend because you don't want to be like, you don't want to be an asshole about it. But in reality, you're like, when is this gonna be over? Like, let's move this shit along.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, for sure. You don't want to pretend.
But you want them to be able to be cordial and you want to be friendly, but you're still like, okay.
But then let's move on.
Let's move this shit along here.
Right. Okay. So I want to ask you, and somebody was saying, Dan Jackson was saying Viola Davis has an Oscar. She has one for
Big Mama House too.
And Regina King. Yeah, right. Regina King won a couple. Right. Oh, Taraji. That's the one.
Yeah, Taraji B. Hansen or Hansen.
She's good. Cool. Right. I wanted to ask
Taraji Jim Henson.
Okay. So I mentioned this at the top of the show. In Maine, they used to be quite liberal about what you could put on license plates and stuff. And some people had some vanity plates and they were told they might have to change them. And I just wanted to see, like, I'm not sure if people are going to understand why. So tell me what you see when you, sorry. Oh crap! I can't show you that way. I downloaded it wrong. Here, I can show you this.
Well, this is just fucking great.
I'm sorry. Okay, what do you see when you see this license plate?
Love to fuck you.
Okay, so you see love to F you, right?
Yeah.
Or here's a little bit of a here. I need to. What if it actually says? Wait. Oh, my thing is out of focus now because I had it zoomed. I might have to go out. What if it actually says love tofu?
It doesn't say that though.
It does though.
Well, let me see.
It
That's
actually
impossible.
says love tofu, but
Yeah.
you saw
That's a stretch. That's a
love
wild
to-
swing. That's a hot shake.
Okay, well, so this is a picture, and the guy's there with like his children, and they're like,
They should be ashamed of themselves, those
some
children.
vegan thing, and they're like, no, it's love tofu, and they're like, yeah, no, it's love to F you. And I just think it's funny that like it's literally the same thing, but you know, your brain can see it two different ways depending on your perspective.
Well, listen, I'm a vegan, and even I saw love to fuck you. So I don't know. I you know, I think they should
That's what I
ban.
saw first too, but my daughter saw love tofu.
That's because she's never had the other stuffs. Oh, thank God. Just let her to have tofu. That's
She's
her life, you know.
young.
Let her to have a tofu dog once in a while, Karol.
She's young.
I know she's young. I'm young, Karol. Look at me.
Oh my God, you're not. Anyway,
Look how young. What for here? Look at that one. Look how young. I look too young, Karol. Ah, boy. Why am
anybody who wants to like, you know, get some amazing skincare models or, you know, some.
I look like a teenager, Karol. Oh, get out of there. People is trying to focus on this. What's on this side here?
Pose off. It's Zoolander all of a sudden.
Look at that. Look at the muscles. I can't get a good angle on that one. Look at that stuff. It's decadent, Karol.
Okay, I think I would win.
No.
I'm just saying if we had a pose off.
I doubt it.
I think I would win.
I doubt it.
I think I would win.
No.
Okay.
People have been gassing you up lately. You're getting delusional, Karol.
No.
Let's not get it twisted, okay?
What did you think? Did you hear about Tiger Woods' girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend? Wants to sue
This can't be good.
Trying to sue him for $30 million.
For what?
And she's trying to get out of the NDA she had to sign to even date him or whatever. Because apparently, I guess she used to work for him. By the way, I want to just say up front, I am a Tiger Woods fan. And so I like the guy. So she apparently had to sign an NDA, you know, to work for him.
Nice.
And then they ended up starting to date, and then they broke up. And now she wants to be able to speak about it. She wants to nullify the NDA, and she's suing him for $30 million or something like that. I'm like, bruh. Like, that must suck to be like, just know that chicks are going to try, like, if they get, I don't know what.
You know what? It's just like what Bruce Lee Hoy was saying. You know how he was saying you have the flowers and then you got the bees? It's nice to have all that fucking money and all that fame and have a guy that looked like he looked like a black version of fucking Martin Downey Jr. and he's get to go out with Swedish models, okay?
Right.
So that's great.
He's amazing at what he does.
I don't give a fuck, but he's great. That's great for him, you know, looking like that and getting the quality of women like that, you know. But what come with that is those bees that's gonna sting you and stuff. So
downside,
you don't get to have in this life, just like he was saying, everybody's jealous of, like, let's say everybody's jealous of him, but so you don't get to have that quality of models and all that shit and all the money. But also, you don't have people trying to sue you for fucking or to you know do all kind of fucking nefarious shit to you. So nobody gets off scotch free, you know. There's always a fucking price to pay, you know.
Exactly, and I don't want to say like for sure. It's like it's something like that, or it's like, you know, you'll hear of an actress who, you know, as soon as the makeup artist or, you know, stylist gets fired, they want to sue them and say, oh, they abused me and, you know, they were so mean. It's like, well, that just sucks because.
Well, that's what come with it, you know, and it's unfortunate. I'm not saying it's good, but you know, you want to have like let's say you're gonna be you love acting and you want to be a big movie star or whatever. Well, paparazzi comes with that. And I'm sure, I can tell you firsthand, this is very uncomfortable.
Oh,
You
you
know,
wish.
okay, so I can be very. Hello? I never know what the fuck is going on. I never know if I'm, everybody's always listening to my conversation when I'm out at dinner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And also women is treat me like a piece of meat. But I don't want to get off onto it. That's a separate problem. But that comes with that shit too. And clearly that shit's not fun. You can see people getting angry. You having a kid, you at Cedar Sinai, you just have your baby, and click, 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 hey, fuck
Yeah.
you, da, 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 trying to bait you into hitting them. That's not fun. But that's a byproduct. That's the side effects. And everything
sure.
have that one.
It's true. It's true.
Every
Well,
stuff
hey,
have its side effects. Yeah.
is there anything you wanted to get to, or I can take some, see if anybody's got any questions? I think we covered everything.
I
we were
would
gonna
be
cover
open to
today.
answering some questions. But aside from that,
I think we covered everything for tonight. Yeah. Oh, the alternate careers. That's right. I wanted to get to that. So
well, let's get to that next. How about that? Or
yeah,
no, you want to do
so-
that? No, I mean
What do
next
you mean?
time, Kara.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do that.
No, I
Yeah,
mean
exactly.
I think we.
No, I
Somebody
know,
said
exactly.
chicken.
Yeah, no. It's late.
Chicken head sweepstakes.
It's
Wait,
late,
what that
what?
has to do with anything? I like the idea of that. That should just be a topic. Chicken head sweepstakes. That should just be a topic and whatever. It's like chicken head sweepstakes. Go. Oh, he's talking about of course the chicken head. We was talking about all the what's this, Tiger Woods and all that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah, exactly.
it is. It's the chicken head
Exactly.
sweepstakes. It is the chicken head sweepstakes, and you got to know that. And I think that's why. You know how sometimes
Wow.
you look at these celebrity and they start
Wow.
dating each other, and you gotta you think to yourself, these people gotta know this relationship is doomed. But I think that sometimes they just do it because like that's the only other person that's not trying to steal every penny they got, and you
At
know
least-
that they're not just with you because of your fame and your wealth, because
Yeah,
they
keeps
have
you
it already.
safer. Yeah.
So I think that's sometimes why you see like, let's say
Right.
you see
Married people should
Jennifer
not trust married
Lopez, huh? I think that's why you see Jennifer Lopez and fucking Ben Affleck, and you go, there's got to be a shelf life. There's no way this is going to be going on in a few years or whatever. But you think to themselves, like, who the fuck else they're going to relate to? You know what I mean? It's like every
But what
other
if
person.
they will? I mean, they found each other again. What if they actually?
I sincerely fucking doubt it. But we'll see. I don't give a shit, by the way, either way,
At this point, I think though, like if I were her, I would just be like, you know what? I'm sure they signed, all kinds of prenups and all that anyway. But like, I just be like, maybe we just don't get divorced. We just live our lives and we just don't bother get divorced. Like to give the world the
Listen,
fodder. You know what I mean?
I have no idea.
The material.
I know this already. I saw them at some award show or some kind of function or something, and he said something, and she looked at it and she went, ugh. And I'm just saying, like, they're susceptible to all the same bullshit, and it's like they're gonna start getting at each other's throat at some point,
Yeah, of course.
And both of them is being constantly tempted. I mean, how many people is trying to fuck her every day? And then same with him. He's like a hot chick too. I imagine all the women throw themselves at this guy. They're gonna be chested,
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. Are there any questions here? Anybody, or was there any other MMA news that was interesting to you?
No.
Someone's asking, do you still do like the high roller stuff? When's the next smokers and cops type thing? Andy's asking. Do you still
I haven't done it in a minute. I mean, I'm the type. I go when people ask me to do stuff. I don't know. They haven't asked me to do it. So I'm not sure what's going on. I mean, I still follow, so I see what's happening, but I don't know. I don't know any more than you guys know.
Okay. Well, yeah, I know. That's kind of a cool thing that a lot of people have that option. Those grappling tournaments, just in general.
I love it. It's perfect. I mean, it's kind of like how like everybody they send, going to BKFC is kind of like the glue factory for fucking UFC fighters.
Bro, did you see Chad Mendes?
No. Oh, they had that fight? Chad Mendes and who?
No, he weighed in.
Oh, too fat?
Yoked.
Oh, yoked. But he's fighting. Oh, he's fighting Alvarez.
That's
gonna be a slobber knocker.
Yoked.
Yeah. But that one is kind of like the glue factory. Whereas like these this fucking
That's
jiu-jitsu
so
tournament,
Bro,
is,
that's so mean.
but it's true. And this jiu-jitsu tournament is more like a greyhound husky or something. You know how they like send, you know what I'm saying, like, or like those gentle farms or whatever where they take abused animals from the circus and all that kind of stuff,
It's
and
a
they let them.
rehabilitation facility, I think, for some fighters.
You know
Like
what I'm
they've
saying?
lost a few fights, so they go grapple for a while, get their confidence back. You know
Or
what I
they
mean?
done with the UFC,
Or they're done with the UFC, right?
and they get you make some money and still have some fame without having to go through
Transition.
the meat grinder.
Exactly. Transition out of it. Don't have to train so hard.
Yeah.
And just kind of show up. If
Oh, you
they,
better train hard, but you just don't have to get your teeth knocked down your throat.
right. But maybe you don't have to do right. Exactly. All the strength and conditioning and all that other stuff as much as you used to when you had to be in the UFC, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more the damage, the brain
Yeah.
damage, and the teeth. I mean, the is that the fucking Hain? Is it coming down hard now, huh?
Is it? I don't know. I know my heater is going. If that's what you hear behind me, maybe. I'm sorry. But it is still raining. It was anyway when we started the show. Yeah. Chad Mendez is on the special supplements and deer meat. D&D is saying. I don't know. I
refuse to believe that.
Wall AF.
What? Just because he looked like one of the Steiner brothers or whatever? You think that he's on gear?
Beetlejuice. Sorry, I did not do Chidi's choice for Gaethje Fiziev. We just have, but for the main event, and he picked Edwards initially, but then he also attacked Kamaru's pile, so we might have a draw.
Or we have Edwards winning,
but
Kamaru miss weight, so Edwards get a piece of his purse, or vice versa.
I just think something
squirrely.
Yeah,
something is squirrely.
And if something squirrely happens, that counts as a win on us, because
okay. Take that to the FanDuel or whatever and see what happens with that.
What are you gonna do with it? What are you gonna do with it?
500,000 on something squirrely.
Yeah, and GZ is saying yes, the Hain.
Yeah, purple Hain. Yes, Haining.
Chubby Rain.
Did you say Chubby Hain?
Chubby Rain. Did you ever see?
Wait, what? That sounds so familiar. What is that one?
Yeah, because it's from Bowfinger. The Steve Martin movie.
Yeah. I remember now. It's from
Bowfinger,
yeah.
And that's the name of the movie.
With Eddie Murphy.
Chubby Rain with Eddie Murphy. Kit.
I haven't thought about that. I haven't seen that since it came out. I have not thought about Chubby Hain for a very long time.
It's a great movie. Christine Baranski is fantastic.
I gotta watch that because I enjoyed it when it came out, but something told me that with some time, it might be gonna be like a sleeper. Like you're gonna enjoy it more now.
Heather Graham kills it too.
You know what the thing with Eddie Murphy is back then, the expectation was so high for him that like the shits that he did.
Yeah.
It's almost unfair how high of the expectation every movie he put out have to be like, this is not Trading Places. This is not, this is not Coming to America. So yeah. I think with some time that's passed, it's a movie like that. When I first saw Jackie Brown, which I liked when I saw it, but to compare like where he was with Pulp Fiction, you thought, it's only going to be more and more like of a spectacle or something. It was so intricate and so much shit going on. Then you see Jackie Brown, and it's a smaller story. It's a more, it's a quieter, smaller story. Whereas so I enjoyed it, but I was like, okay, I didn't have that same, I wasn't floating on air like after I saw Pulp Fiction, Now when I think of that movie, I've so much time has passed and I've watched it so many times. It's one of my all-time favorite movie, and I could watch that over and over again. And it's just, what a fucking movie! I love that movie. Yeah.
Oh my god! I have the soundtrack. That soundtrack is so good.
It's a great soundtrack.
I should go. I think I've mentioned this before. I should go get it in the room. I have a Jackie Brown hat because I did that press junket. So I interviewed Robert Forster. I interviewed Pam Grier and stuff like that.
Well, you're lucky because there's no more interviews with Forster. you know, the poor, you know. But at least he got to have a second career, you know,
Yeah.
courtesy of
No, that
courtesy
movie's
of. He didn't even have a fucking agent when you know how. So this is a wild way that he got into that movie. Of course, you know how Quentin Tarantino like all these fucking crazy movies, and he has some weird taste, you know.
Mhm.
There's this movie that's like a exploitation movie, which was like a B movie version of Jaws, but it was alligator, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like
Okay.
alligator, and it's a, you know, it's kind of a schlocky exploitation
Sure.
movie, but it was hidden and direct
Roger
by, huh?
Roger
No.
Corman.
Well, it might have been produced by Corman, but it was hidden and direct by, of all people, John Sayles, which you would not expect. This is a guy of the highest order of like independent, classy art
Drama,
film
yeah.
kind of shit.
Right.
Okay, but Robert Forster plays the cop in that, and who's after, he would be like the Hoy Scheider of the movie if he was Joao's. Now, he in this movie that's kind of preposterous with this fucking shitty looking alligator or whatever, Robert Forster is like doing his best fucking work. Now, when he was hiding Jackie Brown, he was imagining that Max Cherry is like an extension of that character that Robert Forster played. He kind of had that character in mind, not thinking that he's gonna use Robert Forster. It's just like, this is who he have in mind for the character, you know. And then I think some stuff fell through with who he wanted, or you know, people is, you know, things didn't line up, and they're trying to think of people, and then he's like, what about Robert Forster? And then people was like, I don't know. He don't even have a fucking agent, manager, nothing. He's not even acting. And then somehow somebody that he knew who lives in like Los Feliz or Silver Lake or something said, okay, I don't know where to find this guy, but I know one thing. I see this guy every Sunday. He must live in the neighborhood because I see him at the diner, like clockwork, at this one diner. He's there every fucking Sunday, whatever. Quentin Tarantino goes, fuck it, and he goes to see if he can find him there. He finds him. He gives him the fucking script, and he's like, I want you to play this character. And he's like, you know, I mean, that's how
That's amazing.
totally, he kindled his fucking career. Yeah.
That's
And
fantastic.
didn't he win a fucking Oscar?
I think he may have.
Yeah. Can you
That's
imagine?
amazing.
I mean, imagine you're not in the business no more, and then like Quentin Tarantino just comes down and plucks you back out of obscurity.
That's what I prayed for.
Well, let's not get well from your lips.
Not a
to
Tarantino, but you know what I mean. Like
to
somebody just
Tarantino's
like, you
ear.
know what, KB, I have this perfect thing for you that would be like so awesome. You know what
It's
I mean?
gonna be like Merv Griffin. He's gonna be like, I have a show for you. No.
I wish.
Got
my own ideas.
Well, we
but
shall
yes,
see. We shall see.
we shall see. But yeah,
Speaking of Griff, Max Payne Griff said he was on my live. He said he was gonna show up, but I guess he had more
I didn't
important.
see him. We got.
He had more important stuff to do.
I guess we gotta get him back on.
Yeah, it's been too long.
But yeah, Andy saying thanks for another amazing Tuesday night. Have a great week, KB and Hanato. Thank you, Andy, for joining us. Yeah.
Listen, you know it's time to go when somebody goes, okay, guys, had a great time. See you next
No, I was ready too. I was just like,
Yeah.
you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah, it's time. It's time. I got to eat something, you know. I got to check the flight paper and see what's sticking for.
Same. So, Hanato, where can people find you on the social media?
They can go to Renato_Laranja onto Instagram me, and that is the hub for every stuff that I'm doing, or just to watch what I feel like posting or whatever. You're gonna enjoy that one.
Cool.
There's a lot of stuff for you on there.
Cool. Yeah, and for me on Instagram, it's KB Heat, and if you are on YouTube, please hit subscribe. We do these every Tuesday night at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. This was episode 74, which means there's a heck of a lot of episodes for you to catch up on. We've had an incredible guest list, a lot of top talent in the UFC and in Bellator and in PFL and stuff. So we kind of touch them all, and we've had a lot of fun with a lot of people. So,
and tell your friends too, because I can't tell you how many fucking chime in. She sees it too, because I see Karyn Bryant's comment on some of that stuff. People will say like this, well, God, are you? when are you? I could post something from here, and somebody goes like, "When are you gonna do a show?" Or like, "When are you gonna do a podcast?" And you go like this. You just go like,
What is this?
And so I think people
That one.
either I don't know. I don't even know what you say.
People say you need a show. Wait, what is it? We have a show.
They say stuff. When are you gonna start
doing
doing?
the clips on Insta, which I get.
But they're not in the moment. Like Alex, like fucking Bruce Leroy said, they're not in the moment. Like we giving them content and they're laughing at it and they're going, when are you gonna start doing stuff? And I go, listen, you're just laughing at, you're posting on some stuff that I just gave you. You fucking, you're in great.
You're in it now. Like it's
but you can't enjoy that one because you're not like here it is, porra. But anyway, so and tell your friends. I guess a lot of people don't even know that this shit exists. You know,
which is that's the thing I was going to say. I do see, which I am encouraged by when I see people say like, "Oh my god, like I wish I knew about this," or "Now I'm going to take a deep dive and go back and look at all the all these," and maybe we should put something out and do a thing about like our favorite episodes, just like a little teaser or something about some of our favorite episodes. Or not even just necessarily favorite, but explaining why this one stood out and why this one was fun or something like that. That might be a good thing to do. But
or people could also tell their fucking friends and stop being greedy and trying to hoard us for themselves.
For sure. But yeah, you can find us on Spotify and Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music as well. That's all available as of tomorrow. I get that going in the morning. So so you can also find the stuff there.
Lucky you guys. You guys.
Yes. Well, thank you, so much for joining us, and we definitely appreciate it, Renato. I hope you have a great time. It does seem, like your jaw healed up. You seem basically back to.
So, my jaw has got to the point now where when I yawn, I don't feel like it's gonna dislocate. Mm-hmm. Being healed that's a stretch. Okay. I'm not yet headed to being any kind of stuff where somebody could fucking even tap the fucking thing, It's still challenging brushing my fucking teeth. So we moving in the right direction, but we're not even fucking there yet.
Okay, got
it. But it's doing better.
Well, that's good. That's good. And my hand is still not healed up, and it's
nobody was worried about that.
Thanks. Yeah. At any rate, folks, thank you for joining us. We will see you next week. And thank you. Big ups to Alex Caceres. If you guys joined us late on the show at all, he was with us for over an hour. And we had a very eye-opening, interesting, very spiritual and interesting, deep conversation. So definitely recommend backing up and checking it out.
Check it out, boy.
Right? Check
Enjoy.
It out.
Okay, everybody. Well, ciao for now. And Karyn Bryant.
Peace out.
Enjoy yourself.
I will.
Take
Bye,
care
Renato.
of you.
See ya.
Take care of that mommy. Tell Maybelline I said what's up, too.
Bye.
Yo, mommy. I'm gonna play some Shabba Hanks with Maybelline one of these days.
Don't you dare.